Okay. As a show, um, some of these guys come in if they want to. You know me, I just talk, bro. And if it doesn't go this way, then I'll just do nigga shit for a couple hours before I take a break and come back on late tonight. Watching this Clemson game, man, there's nothing happening in sports, by the way. Nothing's happening. Uh, Clemson is getting rocked by Boston College. I think the score is now 21-7. They picked up a fumble, ran it back 97 yards for a touchdown. Boston College, the quarterback looks real good for Boston College. He's a Ben Roethlisberger fan. He grew up in Pittsburgh, 6'5", 227, rifle for an arm, big stature quarterback. He is putting on the show. As far as the rookie, the freshman from Clemson, he looks okay. He didn't exchange the running back, the Etienne, right? Boston College picked it up, ran it back 97 yards for a touchdown. So it's early second quarter in Death Valley. Plenty of time there, but we'll see. Of course, if you can hear, Trevor Lawrence has COVID, out for this game today, and they hope they can have him back next Saturday. Big showdown, I believe, at South Bend against Notre Dame. Good afternoon, everyone. And this is supposed to be a Miami Dolphin show, but I can change it up because it's my damn show and look like nobody's here. So let me begin with tomorrow's action, which I love to do. Yo, what's up, bro? I appreciate that, Terry Battle. What's up, man? The reason why I look like this, bro, because it's freezing in my house, man. No heat. So yeah, you live here, bro. You know how cold it is. Yo, put a one in the chat room, Terry Battle. Do you got heat? Put a one. Do you got heat in the chat room, bro? Go ahead. Put a one in the chat room. You got heat. That's my boy, Terry Battle up there. Oh, I already put a link. What the hell I'm doing? Yo, put a one in the chat. You got heat, bro. Good afternoon, my brother. How are you? It's always good to see you. Yo, did I give you a wrench? Good, you got heat. Yeah, you lucky, man. I got no heat in my house, bro. And I got bad toothache because I don't have no heat, bro. Let me see if you got a wrench. If you do have a wrench, if you don't have a wrench, I'll definitely give you one, bro. Without a doubt, I'll definitely give you a wrench if you don't have one. Oh man, how you been, bro? You want to pop up, bro? If you want to, pop up and say what's up to me, man. And we're all good. See my boy. Yo, you got a wrench. Okay, you got a wrench. Yo, how you been, man? How you been, my brother? I miss you, bro. Everything's good? Put a one in the chat room if everything's good. I know that's uncomfortable too. Yeah, man. Put a one in the chat room if you're doing all right, man. Put a one. If you're doing all right personally, like everything's cool with you, bro. You know, you want to come up, you can come up, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I am freezing here. I'm tired of wearing the stupid hat. I'm tired of wearing the goddamn mask, but we have to wear it, man. You chilling? Good, bro. Good, man. Because I know you've been working hard because after all this pandemic stuff came down, you was just doing you. I don't blame you, bro. I mean, yo, who's your team, bro? Who you like in what sport you like? NBA, baseball, football? Which one's your favorite sport, man? Just put it in the chat. I'll chop it up. I'll chop it up with you, bro. I don't care. I'm only gonna be on for a couple hours now. Then I'm gonna do what we usually do later tonight. Think of a topic to dig in on. But yo, what team you like? Put it in the chat room, my brother. It's cold, bro. Damn, it's cold out there, man. My brother Terry Battle here. If you want to pop up, the link is here, man. It's there. Just pop up if you want. I don't mind talking to you, bro. Boy, the Clemson get down the field quick, man. Wow. Didn't even see it. I just know they got down the field quick. What's your team, bro? Pop up and let me know what your squad is, bro. Let me see who else is doing something right now. Okay. All right. Back to me. Okay. Oh, they ain't getting a field goal. Okay. Well, Boston College. Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm in the North. I'm in North. I'm in the NC, so I go with the home squads. Okay. Go ahead and finish with your Dolphin chat. No, I'm not doing nothing, bro. Some young man, Okobonwe, is starting for Clemson. Um, some Middle Eastern kid. He looks okay. I mean, he's not playing that bad. I think what's happened to Clemson is they are shocked at how high-powered Boston College offenses. Boston College has looked very impressive today. Okay, I don't care what Tachitori has to say, calling the game. Boston College has looked impressive today, and that defense picking up that fumble and ran it back 97 yards when that came on the air, and then they held Clemson to a field goal. It's very impressive. That was very, very impressive, bro. Ogunwanwe is the kid's name, starting for Trevor Lawrence today, my partner. And thank you for calling me the best sports commentator. I appreciate that. It makes my afternoon. And I try to do my best for you guys, man. You know. Yeah. They always surprise, and they really, for us Notre Dame haters, they always seem to play their best when they have a quarterback against Notre Dame. The battle of the Catholic schools. Yes, he did. I could tell you a Panthers fan. Well, let me ask you a question. What do you feel about Matt Rule so far in Carolina with the Panthers? Matt Rule, the head football coach. Yeah, BC versus Penn State. Yeah, I know what you're saying, my brother. Yeah, Luke Kuechly retired. Panthers, I think, are rebuilding, but doing a better job than I thought they would. Yo, Iman, why don't you pop up for a few minutes, man? Yeah, we could talk that tier battle. Join us in the conversation through the chat room. Can always check what the chat room is saying. Good afternoon, my brother. Come on up, man. Intern status, basically. For now. Matt Rule, really? You think he's just an intern coach? He looks pretty. He's the head coach now. He looks pretty good to me, man. I mean, he looks a lot better calling offense than Riverboat Ron did when he was there. I'll tell you that. Notice Riverboat Ron didn't want nothing to do with Cam Newton once he went to the Redskins. My boy said he did to his brother. Beat up on your Gophers yesterday. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you out there. Yeah, you're driving. All right, Iman, it's not a problem. It takes a while to earn my trust. Okay. Oh shit, that's a good one, bro. It takes a while to earn your trust, huh? For the head coach, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you, bro. I mean, Iman, be safe on the road, especially out there in Minneapolis, man. Be safe on the road, man. I mean, I love you, man. I don't want nothing happening to you. Yeah, go ahead. To the battle. Keep both of you keep asking me stuff, man. He put this up. All right, guys. I'm still here. I'm just looking at the betting lines. Here we go for tomorrow. I'm gonna go for now on. I'm going with South Point. That's with the great Brent Musburger. That's his site. I'm going with them for now on because I love Brent. I trust Brent. Um, uh, Indianapolis at Detroit. Indy is 3-point favorite. The over under is 50. Okay. Talk to my boys back here right now. See what they're saying. Taking it game by game, fellas. I'm skipping Green Bay and Minnesota. No one cares about that. Ron Rivera probably felt like him and Cam relationship was already ruined. I totally agree with that. Ron Rivera relied on defense until that fell apart. I totally agree with that. So Terry Batter, you're adding excellent commentary on how you feel about your Panthers, which is good. To me, the Panthers are nothing to smile about. Mm. Boston College quarterback got rocked, but he got rid of the ball, and the big tight end caught it for a first down, a gain of 14 yards. So Clemson right now are on the ropes. Because I'll tell you right now, if they score here a touchdown for Boston College, this game is over. I don't care how talented Clemson is, because what you're seeing right now, if you're watching the game, interior battle, you down there, that neck of the woods, Clemson's defense can't stop Boston College. They just can't stop them. And you was right about Ron Rivera. He relied on his defense too much. He was a hell of a defensive coach, but people. I know a lot of critics of him. Platinum Elite's one of them. But things that he can't coach. So Clemson's jumped off sides. Indianapolis, Detroit tomorrow. The Lions are playing pretty good football. I mean, the way they came back on Atlanta, but everybody came back on Atlanta so far this year. But they are playing pretty good football. Detroit, Matthew Stafford with that great drive. He did nothing in the game last Sunday to the last drive, and that's all that matters because he scored with no time left. So Another first down for Boston College as they're driving on Clemson. Getting back to the pros tomorrow. I'll do your Panthers in a minute. I'll do them next since you're here, Tur Battle. It's just a tough one. I'll come back to it. Do Carolina right now. Boston College just gained 9 yards. I forgot. Carolina played already. So I don't have to waste my time with that. Yeah, they played Thursday. They lost at home to the sorry-ass Falcons. Okay. Minnesota, Green Bay. Green Bay favored by 6.5, according to South Point. 50 over and under. I like that. I love that game for Green Bay. I love Tennessee and Cincinnati. I love the point spread went up. It was 5.5. It started. I took them at 5.5. So I'll keep that. And my other big game I love is Tampa Bay. I love Tampa. Getting 12.5. I'll still take it over the sorry ass Imam Perry's Giants Monday night. And I know Imam must have drove off the road, but how could you look at the Giants right now, take that franchise seriously? Can't. Don Jones, what's up, my partner? Clemson's getting rocked, bro. That's what's good right now. Clemson's getting rocked right now, bro. Nice move by the quarterback. Holding is coming back, but they intercepted it anyway. So Clemson got a big break, a big interception by the Clemson Tiger. The receiver should have knocked the ball away. Instead, it fell right into the Clemson's defender on the ground. So Clemson gets a big interception. Okay, let's read this. Sean Jones, what's up? Love you, bro. Welcome. Hey, Sean, put in the chat room if any Dolphin platforms going on right now, like TD or Larry L's. Are they going on right now? Put a 1 yes, 2 no. All right, let me know, Sean. Oh, they gave the ball back to Boston College. And he got the first down again. So they are driving on Clemson. And they're looking good, boy. I tell you, Boston College is looking very, very strong right now at Clemson right now. They're trying to make it 28-10. So they get there, I'll let you know. I'm going to break down these games. What the hell? No one's in here. Let me know, Sean, if anybody's on right now. Let's go to it. Terror Battle. Drop whatever questions you want in the chat. I'll talk to you about it. Go ahead, bro. Start again with the Lions and the Colts. This is a tough game to pick because the Lions are playing well. The Colts are coming off a stupid loss off their bye. Phillip Rivers is having a decent year. The Colts, in my opinion, should be undefeated. But you know how things go. Detroit, like I said, described Matthew Stafford. The rookie running back is running well for them. I'm going to take Indy in a close one. I'm going to take Indy. Minnesota, Green Bay. Green Bay should blow them out. They changed the schedule up. Typical New York Fox affiliate. They're going with the Packers tomorrow. They're not going to show you tours open here. So Buffalo, New England. Buffalo, 4-point favorite at home. Very interesting. Like the mood up in Buffalo, this is their game and they're changing of the guard time. The over under is 40.5 points. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take. You know what? As much as I've been touting him this year, I think Cam Newton has a bounce back. If Cam Newton does not bounce back tomorrow in Buffalo, Edelman out tomorrow, by the way, for the Patriots. If Cam Newton does not have a bounce back game, his career is over. I'm gonna take New England. Tennessee, I told you they'll beat Cincinnati. I'll take the 5.5 I got early in the week. Some places that game is a touchdown, by the way, for 10. Raiders and the Browns, 3.5 Cleveland. I'm gonna go with South Point. That's Brent Musburger's site. I'm gonna go 2.5, 49 under. I'm gonna leave that game alone. I'll come back to it. I love the Chiefs. 3 touchdowns over the Jets. I think they will be that way. And I'll get to the one that a lot of people are interested in next, which is Dolphins and the Rams. This game is fascinating for a number of reasons. One of them we all know about Tua Tagovailoa, his first start as a pro. Rams are 3.5 favorite in Miami. Guys in the media saying the South Beach Blues, guys going to party. I do not see that happening. I think this will be a well-fought game. I think the Dolphins will have to prove their offensive line is for real against Aaron Donald. And on the other side of the ball, Dolphin defense got to come to play against Sean McVay and that offense. Like I was saying, I'll probably looking at this one closely. I'll probably go with Miami to cover. That's it, the cover. I don't know if Miami's going to win this game, lose this game. I really don't have a feel. I do say this. If Donald is doing his thing tomorrow, you know what that means. But I get the feeling Tua's going to play well tomorrow. I do. I think Tagovailoa is going to play pretty good tomorrow. Get Dolphins fans, these millennial Dolphin fans and Zillennials their hopes up. So, number next week, Kyler Murray. And you know I'm looking forward to that against the Dolphins next week. You know I'm looking forward to that. Kyler, of course, got their bye this week. Good for them. Let's see who's next. New Orleans and Chicago. This is the Shirley F special. New Orleans is a field goal favorite, and I'm gonna do South Point. That's right. According to South Point, they're 4.5-point favorite. 43 over under. Uh, Sean Payton had a week off. Controversy in Chicago this week about Nick Foles' play. I'm gonna go Chicago to cover. So I'm gonna take the Bears plus 4.5 at home. Frisco at Seattle. I usually save this for last. Matter of fact, I'll come back to it. Chargers, Denver Chargers, 3.5-point favorite, 44.5 over under. I'm going with Drew Lock. And the Broncos, I think they'll finally get it together and try to salvage their season. All they need is 8 wins, and I'm good with the Broncos. Even though Justin Herbert's played very well. Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I'm gonna go Steelers. Baltimore is a touchdown favorite. In some places, they're 4-point favorite. At South Point, I'm taking the Steelers to win outright. And I think Steelers are the best team in the AFC. Tampa Bay and the Giants, you know how I feel about that. 45 over and under. I love Tampa Bay. 2 touchdowns, 12.5. They'll get 2 touchdowns. They'll bury the Giants. Won't even be a game. Do not buy the New York media. Dallas, Philly, I don't care. I'll leave that away. And now the last one, Seattle and San Francisco. They're a field goal favorite. 54 is the number over and under. With Seattle's defense that bad, I'm going to go San Francisco. That's right. Heard what I said. I usually don't pick against Seattle. I am this week. I love San Francisco to win this game and to cover. So that's what you get there. Let me see what's happening here in Clemson. Oh, boy. Okay, they're not on the field. They're still talking bullshit, both of these teams. Let me recap the World Series real quick. The dumbass move by the dumbass manager, Kevin Cash. And he is typical managing with some goddamn preppy from some Ivy League school or MIT, telling these managers what to pick. And that's why you get what you get. Snell was pitching the game of his career. And boy, I hate when these teams run the football. When you got a quarterback that's lit up and you running the goddamn ball. Takes out Blake Snell, and then the roof caved in on the Tampa Bay Rays. That's why they're the Tampa Bay Rays. Okay? Dave Roberts, congratulations, my brother. It's about time you won your first ring, and hopefully next year you could repeat, and then your dynasty is complete in Los Angeles. And I think you should win next year. I think you will. Trevor Bauer's out there, spend the money. You guys know how to draft. Congratulations. Mookie Betts was outstanding. Looked like Jackie Robinson out there. Kershaw finally gets over the hump. Pitched very well in the playoffs this year. 4-1 with 2.9 ERA. Did his job. Good for him. I know he feels good. The monkey's off his back. He wins again next year. His monkey will really. You might as well, if they win it again next year, which they should, you might as well start cementing his bus in Cooperstown as a world championship pitcher. I might add. NBA, nothing's happening. Who cares? We'll see them either Christmas Eve or Martin Luther King's weekend. NHL, we'll see them right after Thanksgiving. I care a little bit more about that than you guys do. What a weak call. This is why you have Alabama, Clemson, to a degree Notre Dame, because Brian Kelly will go for it. And then you have the Boston Colleges. His quarterback is looking unstoppable. And on 3rd and 5, going for a 1st and goal, this goddamn coach runs up the middle. Motherfucker, do you know who you're playing against today? Do you know where you're playing at today? Some of the dumbest ass calls makes you wonder about these coaches sometimes. About how much corporate flunkies they really are. Know what I'm saying? All right. As these two losers get it together. I'll tell you something. I'm looking at the NFL right now. I'm looking at who's really coming on right now. A lot of people like Tampa a lot. I think the Niners will have something to say about it before it's all said and done. Let's see this loser miss this field goal. He's going to miss. Always happens to the also-rans. And I look at Boston College as a serious also-ran. Well, what just happened here was Boston College tried to fake the field goal, and the Clemson player jumped off sides. Oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Touchdown, Boston College. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You got a tremendous young sophomore quarterback who idolizes Ben Roethlisberger for Boston College. They gave him plethora of weapons. Throw the football. He just did. The ball went in and out of the Clemson's DB's hands, right into the Boston College receiver in the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, yeah. Clearly in. Yeah, touchdown. What a hell of a play. So Boston College is steamrolling at Clemson right now, 28-10, with about a minute left in the first half. Wouldn't be surprised if Clemson runs down the field, but that's what happens. I'm gonna give you a college football scoreboard since you guys like college football. Uh, Michigan State and Michigan, I'll give you the sorry ass score for that one. 14-10 Michigan State. Okay. So we got 14-10 Michigan State. look at the Georgia leads Kentucky 7-3. Cincinnati leads Memphis 21-7 at the half. West Virginia is up on Kansas State 24-3. Iowa State's up on Kansas 20-7. Iowa State, Penn State tonight. Notre Dame at 3:30 at Georgia Tech. And Lawrence will play next week at South Bend. That's the big game next Saturday night. Notre Dame against Clemson. Could be tainted if Clemson loses today. Takes a lot of the luster off. Really does. Okay. Kansas is lining up for I don't care. You guys know how I am. You know, I'm more of a pro guy, but it's a slow Saturday. Tomorrow I will be on tomorrow, but I will be on tomorrow from 11 to 1. Then I'm going to the bar to go watch Tua play, and then I'll be back after the late game. So I will be back after Seattle and San Francisco tomorrow for a nightcap, and then if I may not even do nothing tomorrow. And what's the Monday night game? Oh, the Giants and the Buccaneers. So I'll be off on Monday, and I'll go Tuesday through Sunday this week coming up. But I will say this right now. Next Saturday, if I do this platform again and there's nobody here, I will not do this platform ever again, and I will take Saturdays off. I'll tell you that right now. Because, see, as long as I'm doing the platforms and the time, okay, I'll do it. But there are times where I could be resting and not putting in the hours and the effort that I do. Okay? All right, Clemson's driving. See what happens. Nice. All right, Clemson's at the 32. I don't know if this guy called over. Oh, yeah, he did. Dabo called all of his timeouts. They may get a field goal out of this. It all depends. But Dabo has no more timeouts. Clemson 2nd and 2 at the 32 of Boston College. See what happens here. Can't believe I'm doing college coverage. I don't like college sports. What a bad move. Oh, he dropped. Terrible move by the Clemson quarterback. Kid, throw down the field. Don't try and run. Throw down. That's what you get. That's what you got a scholarship for. To throw down the field. Third and 10 for Clemson. Nope. Way out of bounds. And guess they're going to kick a field goal. Clemson going to do. Clemson looks very shaky right now. They're going to kick a field goal. This is a 50-yarder for Clemson. See if they make it. Beat Potter to try and make a 50-yarder. Dumbass coaches trying to freeze the kid. Ohio State, Penn State tonight. Game loses luster because Penn State lost last week. All right, here we go. Exit. Lucky. Exit. 28-13 Boston College at halftime. Tomorrow, getting back to the pros, as I go at the pros for tomorrow. Here they're showing you the bullshit. Here the doubleheader is Saints and the Bears as the late game. The fucking lousy Vikings and the Packers, the early game. Those are two games, and I love you, Shirley. I will not be matter of fact, I won't be here tomorrow to cover any of the games until I get back, which will be at I'll be back here depending on how that Seattle games goes. It could be anywhere between 6:30 and 7:30, but I will pop the time up at halftime of the Seattle-San Francisco game. That Tampa Bay on Monday night, that's a scrimmage. You got a battle of the behemoths this Thursday night. And I think both teams are different because the Niners lost their two pass rushers. There could be some game Thursday night, and the Niners lost two more running backs. I mean, how many goddamn injuries can this team stand up to? And this is why he's one of the best coaches in all football. Halftime in Clemson. Can't wait for tomorrow. Yo, Quentin, get up here, Quinte. Here, bro. Here's the link. Get up here, bro. Come on up. We'll talk about our game tomorrow. Come on up, partner. Just drop the link. Come on up. And I tell you, it's going to be interesting tomorrow. Very interesting. Quinte Riddle to come up here, say what's up to his boy Mace, talk a little bit about the game tomorrow. Well, I guess Conte's not coming up, huh? I'll just keep talking. Do what I do. Let me do week 9, which should be a good week in NFL, I might add. Let me do that week for you. He wants to come up here. If you don't want to come, come. Okay. This should be a good week coming up next week. I'll do the games. Okay. Pop up over here. Boom. All right. You got the Packers and Niners. That should be a good one. Then no one cares. Giants, Redskins, Bears, Titans should be a good one. Lions and Vikings, no one cares. Panthers and Chiefs, that's a blowout. Texans and Jaguars, no one cares. Ravens at Colts should be a very good one. Seahawks at Bills, that's a game I'll be focusing on very much that week. Who's the doubleheader game? Steelers Cowboys is no game. Dolphins and Cardinals, that's a good game. If the Dolphins win tomorrow, that's a hell of a doubleheader for CBS. Kyler Murray versus Tua. Because if Dallas loses this week, I don't give a damn what the fuck the media tells you. That game is lost. No one cares. Especially with the first string quarterback. I'll say this was going to happen right now. If Dallas gets blown out with the first string quarterback, they will switch Ravens and Steelers. They'll put the Cowboys games at 1 o'clock on CBS and put the Steeler game at 4:30 on CBS. Unless Tua throws 5 touchdowns. If Tua throws 5 touchdowns, then most of the country will see Tua against Kyler Murray next week. Saints and Buccaneers, that's a good night game. And no one cares about the Monday night game, Patriots at Jets. That's a losing proposition. I'll be off next Monday night, too. Just to let you know, I'll be off next Monday night also. I am not doing Patriots and Jets. I'm sorry. Let me see week 10 since I schedule. See what's happening. Colts Titans, that's a great Thursday night game in 2 weeks. I will do that. I will do a pregame at 5 o'clock and take you all the way to kickoff. Then I'll do a post game of that. Eagles and Giants, no one cares. Jaguars, Packers, no one cares. Redskins, Lions, shoot me. Texans, Browns, shoot me. Buccaneers at Panthers, no. Chargers, Dolphins, depends on what Tua does his first 2 games. Broncos at Raiders, please. Bills, Cardinals, interesting. Niners, Saints, that's a good one. Seahawks Rams, that's a very good. Bengals and Steelers, that's a Fox game. No one cares outside of the Midwest part of the country. Ravens and Patriots, no one cares. They will flex. They will flex Ravens and Patriots. The question is, what game do they want? Ravens and Patriots and CBS. Let me look at CBS's schedule that week. Which game would you take? Bills, Cardinals, Seahawks, and the Rams. I can see them taking the Seahawks and the Rams. And Fox would take the Ravens and the Patriots. Just bury it at 1 o'clock. I can see Fox giving up Seahawks and Rams. And then, again, another snooze fest, Monday Night Football. I will not be on the phone. So the next 3 Monday nights, you're not going to see me. And that's Vikings and Bears. I'm not doing that. Love you, Shirley, but you should easily beat the Vikings at home. If I hear one more of these brothers preaching about Darwin Cook, the day you let Stephon Diggs out the door, the Vikings players have admitted this. Lack of home field, devastated. Okay, devastated. Okay. All right. So those are the schedules the next 3 weeks. And leading up to Thanksgiving, I believe. Yeah, I think the week after, week 12 is Thanksgiving, 11. Including Green Bay, Chicago at Green Bay, which is going to be very interesting. You know, that's going to be very interesting. NBA draft. I'll do that when it comes. Hopefully, I'll get Legion of Knicks up here to anchor the coverage of the draft. That's his expertise. He knows these players. I couldn't pick these NBA prospects from a police lineup if he paid me to. Okay. See what's up. What else is going on? This platform was supposed to be about the great Dolphins. Talk about the past Dolphins and today's Dolphins, but I guess I'm just going to be honest. Maybe I don't click with some of these guys who you think you click with. And then again, Saturday afternoon, but I don't make excuses. So next week, if I'm here at the same time, nobody here, I will not work on Saturdays. I'll work on Thursdays and talk nigga shit. Because to be real with you people, I would get much more viewers if I was talking black manosphere nigga shit, bashing on black women and talking about how black men are simps when I do talking sports. I'm just being honest. And if it comes down to, next couple of Mondays, I'm taking off, folks. I'm not doing New England. I'm not doing Tampa Bay. I'm not doing the week after that, Minnesota, Chicago. I'm not doing it. Sorry. And shout out to the great DJ Kuda, but people, I guess it's Saturday. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to, as they say, playgate people. Fuck out of here. That's not me. But I have plans on changing this platform completely. And if I do what I feel like doing, which I should do, because You cannot depend on nobody. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work around all over the place and get me some guys. And what my plans are gonna do is Tuesday, Thursday, Thursdays, Saturdays is gonna be all hockey. When hockey starts again, get up here. I need to talk to you. BOYZ, get up here. I'm gonna scrap the sports. I've been dying to get this guy up here for the longest of time. Bro, get up here. We're gonna talk some Wall Street and some business. Get up here right now, partner. Come on up. Here's the link. Pop up. We're gonna talk Wall Street. We're gonna talk business. I've been dying to do this with you for the longest. Alex BOYZ, give me a couple minutes. No sports, bro. I'm talking Wall Street. You want to talk sports, we can do it, but I want to talk business with you. Since you said this is your expertise, let's do it. Because a couple of weeks ago, Alex, I had a crowd in here, and all we did for 4.5 hours, my brothers, talk stocks and bonds, and these guys knew what they were talking about. Come on up, bro. I want to talk some business with you. I got you here. You said you wanted to come on my platform. Here it is, bro. Come up and we'll and say hello to me, man. Get your shit together. Come up here, brother. I want to talk business with you. As the great Alexander BOYZ popped in, I want to get him, have him here for a couple minutes and talk about investing. Something that this man knows how to do very well. Makes a nice living of doing it. Waiting for him to pop up here. That's if he wants to pop up here. But like I was saying before, I'm going to change things completely once I get the room soundproofed. Mom said I can go get my mic whenever I want to, so I'm going to go pick that up from my mom's house. And then once I get this room done, get the lighting in, then we're going to change some things. I'm waiting for BOYZ if he wants to come up. I would like him to do it because it's hard for me to find him in the manosphere. They talk to him one-on-one about investing. I mean, one thing about me, I'll say it before I say it again. I don't give a damn who's in my room, who's not in my room. Because I can talk among myself. But I'm going to be real. I'm going to change this shit up. I made my decision. There'll be no more. Got him up here.
Yo, what up, man? Can you hear me? Yo, what's good, Mace?
What's up, bro? That's you, Mr. BOYZ?
Yeah. What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, he crystal clear, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yo, thanks for having me on, man. I wouldn't
man.
say
Yo, dude, I can, if you want to, if you feel like it, it's up to you. I can get, if you want to do it, I can do it with you every Saturday morning if you want, bro.
It's up to you. I mean, honestly,
dude, I'll be on it too, bro. You just give me the time on Saturday mornings or afternoons and you're in, bro. Because I found out a couple of weeks ago, brother, when I had guys like Tackman and another guy, and they was just throwing stocks and talking about they invest on Robinhood and all this craziness, bro. And the show blew up, man.
Well, I have a question, Mace. What's the direction? Are you happy with the direction of your channel? Are you happy with pushing your channel in a more sports direction? Because maybe you just need to talk to somebody that can help you, figure out what direction is best for your channel and help you figure out other ideas that you can, maybe.
I've listened to guys here, and I'm gonna take their advice. SKC is gonna do my intro and stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm curious though. Like, just as a simple question, are you happy running your channel just in the sports sector? Because I think that you're running a great channel, man. Like you have.
Oh yeah. I'm happy, and
you got a pretty good amount of views, man. Especially as you just said, you're not even talking about just the same circular conversation over and over again. I'm not that big into sports. I'm getting a little bit more into it. I like basketball and college sports. I probably talked a little bit about investing inside of the chat sometimes because I just do my own thing. I don't like to publicize a lot of what I do.
That's okay, bro. You don't have to let your secrets out. But to be honest with you, I don't talk to guys as much anymore. I'm doing my own platform. But from what I hear, the compliments I get, guys like the fact that I'm light. What you call that when they said you're light something? Light-minded. And
you're like-minded. You're a likable person. You're like-minded. You have a like-minded trend of thought. You have an easy platform to kind of get on and talk about just anything else that's
Whatever you
not
want,
related to
yeah,
stress. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I do, my brother. I multitask because I know that from what I've seen here, especially dealing with brothers,
Hmm.
that the sports they really like to talk about is basketball and boxing.
Yeah. I like
You know,
boxing. I like boxing a lot, man. And I do
yeah,
like
Scythe
basketball
Bud
too.
has his channel, and what I do is,
I'm getting bigger into boxing now. Like the
yeah,
last year or so, I've been getting a lot bigger into boxing.
yeah, Scythe Bud got his own channel now. Young man, he got his own fighting channel, which I think is exciting for the fight fan.
Let me check it out.
You know,
Cypher,
me,
CIPHBUD, right?
CIPHBUDD, yeah, Scythe Bud, yeah, he got his own channel, his
I
fight
see it. I see
channel.
it. Oh, I
Him
got
and Sir
that.
Tice are boys, so they stick
Yeah, I've seen
together.
Sir Tice's logo. Let me go sub to Cypher real quick. Let me go
Yeah.
to Sir Tice. I've seen Sir Tice's logo where he looks like he's about to knock the heavy bag off the stand. Hold
Yeah, I
on.
gotta subscribe to him too. I'll do that later. Sir Tice comes in here and talks about his Detroit Lions because he's a big Lions fan.
Yeah. No,
And
man. What I want to get into is once I get a little bit more of a handle on it, I want to start betting, man. Like that's the type of
this is the
environment
place to come,
we
bro.
got to start. We got to start the platform where people can make money, man, because that's how you're going to start to attract people. Like, people go to streams like Ramil or all these other streams, Bernard, because they're getting that quick. They're not just getting a quick fix. They're getting a fix, but they're staying there for a while because that
Well, my
content's
guys will
keeping
be
them
here
there.
tomorrow. I got Platinum Elite who comes to me, Laurel. Um,
Are
uh,
people using your? Do people use your spreads to go and bet?
yeah,
Like, what is what's
Laurel's already won over $600 with me, bro.
do you have like any tutorial on how to maybe get into something like that, like as somebody that's a newbie? Because I have no, like, that's for
My
me,
brother, you know
that's
what you
cool to
do,
like learn about, because that's something I don't know about at all.
brother? You
I know
come
there
to
are
the
sites out there, but I don't know exactly how to
brother.
make money off.
You came to the right place because I'll hook you up with some bets. You know, guys. Some guys go with me. Some guys go nah, and then when I win, like last week, Platinum went with me. He won money last week. He took the
What site
picks
is
I told him.
Platinum on?
Platinum Elite?
Yeah, what site does he use, or is he just
No, he
doing side
comes to
bets?
me. He
Oh,
comes to
really?
me. Yeah, guys come to me.
I see.
They come on Sunday mornings when I do my NFL pregame show.
I see. I
But
see.
if you want a site, I'll give you one right now because I just had it up.
I'm just
Uh,
surprised there's not like a side betting community, because I play Call of Duty pretty competitively. And like in Call of Duty, there's
yeah.
obviously like professional players. There's people that are really good, but there's also a community where people have, like, for example, a technology that we have that's beautiful now called Discord, where you can hop in a Discord server where it's essentially a server that's disconnected maybe from your IP address, and you're able to just kind of create a specific username, talk to people within the server. So you could have essentially like Mace's own Discord server where you're talking sports all day, or you're talking
Brother,
sports.
I'll tell you one of the
This is the
plans I
technology
got.
that's out now, man.
No, I'll tell you one of the plans I got. My nephew and DJ Coolest gonna hook me up with OBS.
Hey, let me post this in the
And
chat too. I'm walking with you. Go ahead.
and
You see that in the
keep it
private chat, right?
techie. Yeah, I hear you
All right.
crystal clear. And keep it techie. If you haven't seen Thai City shit lately, Thai City's been plugging him. For $300, he'll do everything for you on OBS. And one of my plans is every night when you come on my platform, you're gonna see the betting odds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and get work with somebody like South Point to do the odds, put it
Mm-hmm.
up there. And I'm gonna be showing games live. I'm gonna be breaking into games when the action's going on and showing it to you live on my platform, bro. You could do all of that with OBS. I'm gonna do that.
Cool. No, that's cool.
And
Hey, again, that sounds good, man. I would just say, as your only tips to get net new people, just breaking it down, like keeping it simple. As you say, you're an expert. Someone like me, I would love to watch your channel. And
yeah,
I do, even if you only have one or two people in here, because I like listening to sports. But breaking it down from a simplistic view too, for people who do want to maybe get into betting that can actually make money, that's going to be a call to action for somebody to say, hey, I need to be at Mace's channel every Saturday, or else I'm going to be missing some money that I can potentially be making.
Oh
So,
yeah, I'll hook it up for you, man.
yeah.
I'll give you a couple of simple bets
Hmm.
where you can win easy money, bro.
Okay.
And
Not cool.
and be
Cool.
here when the hockey starts because I'm gonna be doing the hockey stuff every night, and you easily win in hockey, bro.
What what sites were you using again? What were you gonna say earlier? I think I cut you off.
It's okay. I'm gonna go with South Point, man.
South Point.
Yeah, because the great Brent Musburger runs it. It's his place. I like them. I like CBS too. CBS Sports. They're pretty good. There's a number of them, man. Guys, you know what's funny? Guys have their own bookie,
Hmm.
but they ask me who do they want. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they say, yo, Mace, who you think I should pick? And like I said, I won Platinum some good money last week. Lauro has been winning with me all season long except week 2. He blew it. He should have. Buffalo screwed him, man. But yeah, anything you need, bro, I'll get it for you. You want NBA when that starts? You want football?
I'm bummed
I
out,
got
man.
you.
Because I usually bet hard in NCAA, man, but we lost NCAA the whole year.
Yeah,
Like I was like, that's usually my
that's your
main.
expertise.
Yeah, that's my main. Because I watch a lot of the upcoming players too, so I have a better like handle on most of these newer upcoming players that are pretty young. But I'm still kind of I'm hanging on. I'm still learning a little bit more about football. I just don't follow football as much.
Yeah, my brother, young man, I got you. I'm
All
here.
right.
I'm here with the great Alexander Bowles. Let me ask you something, because usually when I get somebody up here like yourself, I interview them. Believe me, I have a lot of good people from the manosphere I had up here. I had Tackman, he was great. War Master, I had him again last night. He's tremendous. I had Marco Grande twice. I had Melody last Wednesday, but blew up this site completely when she was up with me for an hour.
Hmm.
Um, I had Third Ward Colombian. I had Kenny Conjo for a little bit because they starting their show in about less than an hour from now, the fourth quarter.
Four
Shout out
o'clock.
to
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I popped over there a couple times. Cool dudes. Cool dudes.
Yeah, let me ask you this: what made you? You don't have to give us tips. What made you start investing for yourself? What made you get into that? Curious.
Um. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say the investing piece. I don't. That's just my own personal thing. Like
No,
I
you
just
don't have
have.
to do it. You don't have to
No, 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 no.
explain what you do.
No. I'm gonna walk you. I'm gonna walk you through it. For me, it's just all about kind of just creating different aspects and different channels of revenue. For me, that's
There you
really just
go.
what it's about.
Good boy. There
And
you go.
I'm in the tech space too, so that's it's a money space. It's a space where I'm constantly learning about new technologies. The technological landscape is rapidly changing. Data for people like you and I, we always need it. It's becoming more important, for us to have it on a daily basis. So just working in the kind of the tech space, learning a lot about all these different technologies that are out there, it kind of gives me a leg up because I can invest in certain technologies that I know are going to be successful. Like, for example, a stock like Shopify over the last year has blown up. I own my own personal store, but knowing about this specific stock called Shopify.com, if you were to invest in the stock like a year ago, you would have probably made plenty of money off of this stock alone because it's gone up plenty. If I just let me just go ahead and look at like maybe the last year alone, it's gone from $400 to $1,000. So,
Wow.
understanding how a lot of these different stocks move, just like how you have that propensity and that, technical acumen to know about how sports and how different numbers are working, understanding
Yes.
how these different companies are evolving and moving over time is
Yeah.
really going to be able to help you understand what their place is on the market, how they're handling and tackling challenges of different customers, and
Yes.
ultimately why their stock is going up, because they're going up for a reason, right?
Yes.
Shopify is essentially a Canadian multinational e-commerce company that
Okay.
allows you to host an e-commerce platform for online stores and retail point of sale systems, right? What are
Mm-hmm.
we in now? We're in a pandemic where people are essentially, running most of their businesses online. So,
Yeah.
if we look back at June, essentially, or maybe even going back to March of this year, the stock for Shopify was at $332. But now, going back a year later, where you're looking in, July, it was at like $1,000. So just being able to track trends like that, understanding, how money's moving, and also being able to do a little bit of research on your own too. If you like, cannabis and things like that, if you like sports, there's so many different companies out there. There's, companies out there like The Athletic, that are blowing up.
Yeah, the newspaper. I subscribe to them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many things out there. Like you just have to be in the loop, check TechCrunch. You don't have to be reading a book every single day, but making sure that you're just kind of plugged into different companies and how they're actually moving is really going to how you're going to make money in the stock market. But I wouldn't even rely on the stock market as a specific source if you're going to be generating a ton of income, like generating your own platform. Stock market, I would say stocks are a good way to maybe generate 10% at most, in most cases, because that's the yield that you're probably going to get. But if you're looking to go further than that, you're probably going to need to have a little bit more expertise. And then if you want to even make more money than that, I would just kind of put stocks and bonds as kind of on the back burner as more of a passive income. As far as like something active that you're running, where maybe you have a store, you have some type of platform where you're selling things actively to people, or you're promising them a specific type of service, or they're bringing something to you, or you're providing them with some type of value where they're saying, hey, I need to check in on your platform. But I guess to kind of circle back around, just, when I was in college, man, I was really into science. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I graduated from college. I was always kind of into science when I was young. I'm not that old. I'm only 27, but I've, after college, I essentially shifted over into the tech space. I was pretty much on my own. I just said, hey, I'm either going to work, for a water company doing hydrogeology and chemistry, out in the middle of nowhere, or I'm going to go and work in tech where I can potentially make a good amount of money and, change my life. So, I moved.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
Why doesn't more African American young guys in their late teens, early 20s, when someone like Sub-Zero and Gay Bay and Keep It Techie, guys like them offer them opportunities and they don't jump on?
Well, a lot of dudes are just lazy, first of all. A lot of people don't have a plan. A lot of people don't have passion. A lot of people don't have the ability to like grind and have the grit to do something and follow it out through to fruition. Like it's hard work to build something up. It's not easy to build, whether it's a platform, whether it takes time to build whatever you're going to build up, and you have to be able to see that progress over time. Just like your show, you have I've had a channel before. I know how hard it is to get viewers. So when I see that you have 200 viewers, that's a lot of viewers, man. That means that you have 200 eyes. Imagine, a room with 200 people in it, coming to just see you talk. It doesn't seem like it's a lot, but it's a lot to be able to kind of generate that organically. So kind of getting back to the point where you were saying, why a lot
I
of
appreciate that, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. I know it's hard running a channel. So definitely I want to give you your kudos to that. And I want you to know that it's important, because there are a lot of guys in this space that, are extremely smart, man, and they don't get a ton of views. But
I realize that.
Yeah,
I really realize that some of our brightest minds who are in the manosphere, a lot of them, no one watches. And I think it's sad because when you have something like your gift in technology, chemistry, math, to offer to other people who should be willing to take advantage of the knowledge and then process to something, and instead they want to hear stupidity, that says a lot about that human being. Also says a lot about someone like you, young man, that you put yourself out there, you took a risk, and you just told me that you was going to go work for some chemical water company in the Midwest somewhere. But when you saw the tech was more of a opportunity, you grabbed it. Good for you.
And so that leads me to my second point. That kind of segues me to after college, man. So I moved out to the Bay Area. I, was working in business development for a tech company. I'm new. I've never worked in sales, for example, or anything like that before. And really, I was just on my own. So, when I moved out to the Bay Area, I was out here and I just essentially spent most of my time, I was alone, but I was just trying to connect with people. I was trying to make sure that I was, just trying to really understand the landscape and do what I could, really to make my footprint known, especially since I was pretty young too. But yeah, I would say mainly just, keeping up the connections. A lot of it's just essentially the hard work. You do have to put a lot of hard work up front, but mainly it is just connections. Making sure that you're good to the people that you meet. You have the technical capabilities to actually do the job. A lot of people, I feel like we have this whole high value talk. We have all these people that talk in the chat, but it's like when we talk about the realities of what people do in their actual daily lives, it's like, are you measuring up to what you do? Are you who you say you are? So it's, I think it's kind of funny where we have some of these chats where people can almost project their lives into another millennium when they're really not living that life in reality at all.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you.
But yeah, man, I don't, anything else you want to maybe to chat about? What are you thinking? I don't want to hold you up, man.
No, you're not holding me up, man. I mean, this is fascinating stuff, bro. What you're talking about. Here with Alexander Bowles talking about being in the STEM game, being working in the STEM industry, is investing. And
Well, man, I am pretty disappointed. I would say, just in, we've got people protesting and doing a lot of different things. I feel like there's a lot of different sentiments as to way people are trying to help. And for me, it's just my contribution has just been trying to get Black people in tech as much as I can. And that's really, I'm not really trying to do anything else. And if I can help another Black man that way, I will. And that's what I've tried to do.
Havoc, you in the tech business too, young man?
I'm not in the tech business.
Okay.
I'm a chef. I'm a chef by trade. How's it going?
That's right. Yeah,
how
I
you
forgot.
doing today?
Yeah. I'm doing good, sir.
How you doing, man?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. What about you?
Bro, I can't complain, man. I'm just enjoying the conversation. More than anything else right now.
Oh, this young man.
Kind of random.
Well, Havoc, this young man who I have up here, I've been looking for him to be up here for weeks.
Yeah.
They talk about some of the things he do in investing and stuff.
Give you my background. I'm a sales guy, so I'm not an I'm a sales guy. I'm a sales guy. I'm a sales guy in tech, but I do have, again, that investing background. But just as my core background is mainly in sales.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's cool, man.
So you say your background is in sales and tech. Do you sell a physical product or do you sell service?
So I'm account executive at Google. So what I sell is, yeah. So I sell our Looker service. So we sell a platform essentially, which is the Looker platform, and our platform allows for companies that are trying to understand more about their data and drill down deeper into their data to make data-driven decisions much easier for them. So, for example, companies might have their data and, maybe not centralized in a specific warehouse. So there's different warehouses out there. You have Google, which has BigQuery. There's Amazon.
Sure.
So it's AWS, Snowflake. Right. So these are some of the larger warehouses that are out there. But some of these companies might not have their data centralized to be able to ask the questions that they need from that data. So maybe you have like a marketer, a sales, finance. You have people on these different departments, and they can't actually get what they need. So they'll call me up, or they'll call us up at Google, and they'll say, hey, we're looking for maybe a platform that can help us centralize our data, be able to drill down, ask a lot more actionable questions. So that would help maybe a marketer, for example, that is, maybe working with more ad hoc data where they're doing like one-off reporting. It's really hard. They're working in spreadsheets, taking them to a much more single pane of glass. We're shifting into a automated model where they're actually they're automating their internal workflows. They're actually able to visualize a lot of their results, and then take action on that data. So they're able to see, for example, what campaigns are performing poorly, and they can maybe remove those campaigns, or if they have CPCs that they want to double down on, they can kind of take those into action as well. So really just kind of the AI, but helping them really understand more about their data holistically.
So it's interesting that you
I'll let you guys
this
talk.
to sales.
I'll be right back.
Because essentially it is sales, but it's a little bit of like, I'm in college right now.
Yeah.
Like during the pandemic, because I have my degree initially. I have an associate's in culinary arts. But I'm going back to school right now to get my degree, my bachelor's in IO psychology. And that's all about the relationship between business systems and people, essentially. And kind of what you're selling is the ability for technology to tell people about other people.
Yeah, it's to tell people about to tell people
or
about
to
other
dig
people.
deeper.
Yeah,
into,
to dig deeper into how customers are interacting with their platform. So say, for example, like, say Havoc, you own Uber. You would maybe buy Looker, maybe as a product manager or for your product management team, if you're the CEO, to say, hey, I want you to be able to understand how we're actually embedding analytics out to our customers, and I want you to be able to make our product better. So we want to use Looker, for example, to be able to actually do that.
Gotcha.
So that's exactly right what you're saying. Spot on.
That's very interesting. It's almost as if you're taking like a very human act, which is like being inquisitive, like questioning, like wanting to know more, and you're kind of selling people that ability, although it's man-made, right? AI is man-made, but essentially it's like a man-made it's like a man-made algorithm or man-made, like as close to man-made impression of like the ideas that someone would tell you if you were like basically like in psychology, right? Like we do a lot of surveys. It's essentially like using the AI to generate surveys, like a bunch of mini surveys, and then you take that data and all this data. And so it's almost like you're in the business of just asking the right questions.
Exactly. So our goal is to be able to help people within the company be able to ask the right questions.
Sure.
But the problem, so here's the problem, Havoc, and obviously I can tell you're pretty smart, man, because usually I'm walking through slides with customers that haven't seen something like this, and like they can't even really, sometimes they're not able to keep up if they don't know the product, at all. So the fact that you're able to keep up it's pretty good.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, usually in most cases, again, so when you're running in any type of business, there's obviously common issues that we run into. So for any type of company that's getting larger, if they're a small startup company, so say you have Havoc, Incorporated, maybe you only have 1 or 2 employees.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those people is a data analyst, right, in your company, and you're like, man, I'm running the sports betting company. I have maybe 1 person in sales and 1 person that's a data analyst. That person in sales actually can't get the data that they need. So what we do is, maybe your analysts are spending too much time on these reports. They can't get what they need. So this causes a lot of chaos within the company because you have people that are working within different data sets. So the big piece here is what we ask a lot of our customers to do is to centralize a lot of their data into a warehouse. So that can help them. The warehouse essentially helps, determine how those different platforms are related to one another. So if you're running like, I don't know, Google Ads, which is like maybe a platform for marketers, Zendesk, Salesforce, the goal is to really, again, be able to ask questions between either different departments along with different platforms and how they
in one place.
Exactly. Yeah. Money, man. That's perfect. Yep.
So kind of like how it is now. Like I'll just use a restaurant, for example, because that's where the majority of my experience is in. So in a restaurant, right, let's just talk about expenses. So you have a POS system, right? You have like you have your system for taking money from customers. But a lot of places, like a lot of POS systems, like back in the day, it was totally disconnected from the actual finances of the restaurant. It was totally disconnected from the payroll. So you had one system for that, then you had one system for payroll, then you had one system for expenses, or you may have had the same system for expenses and payroll, right? So you're dealing with all these different companies, and they essentially help you do the same thing, which is organize your finances, but they don't talk to each other. They're made from different companies. They're not all on the same platform, so they don't talk to each other. It's kind of like how Apple has done their thing, where you can get the phone, but guess what? The phone talks to the laptop, but guess what? The laptop talks to the TV, but guess what? The TV talks to the lights.
Exactly. Yep.
So you're instead of selling people the product, you're selling people the ecosystem, and then within the ecosystem, all the products are the features of the ecosystem.
Dude, you're 100%. You're on the money, man. You got to get into sales, bro, because this is what a lot of people don't understand, man. So you have all these companies. Again, you have like Toast, which is like a cloud-based restaurant software company. If you're going to be doing some type of POS software, that's probably the company that's most likely taking your order at the front. The software company toast is going to be essentially taking that data. They're not going to be able to centralize that. So you, again, as you said, you know, if you're coming to like Google, we would want you to centralize that in our main warehouse. So we would pitch Google BigQuery. And then once you centralize, you know, for example, these different applications into one location, then we can actually explore that data and take some type of action and see what visualizations we can pull from that. And then really take a deeper dive and analyze what's going on in the business. How is money moving? You know, what?
Let's get this started. I guess Alexander Bowles left. Oh, he's here. You know why your avatar is pitch black?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
It's okay, bro. You do what you want to do, bro. I don't tell people to cam up or anything. I cam up because I have an ego. That's why I cam up. And the only reason I'm wearing this dumb hat.
I literally just rolled out. I was chilling, listening to my bed, man.
Sorry. That's great. Listen. But we're having a great conversation right now, man.
Oh, go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, fellas. Keep going.
Oh, no, it's no worry. I mean, it's your platform, Mace. But
yeah. If you two have a great conversation, this is how I do things here.
Yeah.
If you two are having a great conversation, keep talking. I just chill. That's why I do
it, Mace. I appreciate.
I don't have an ego like that.
I appreciate the opportunity to come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too, man. And we'll definitely chop it up, man. I think that's, you know, I would say go into sales, man. That's why I say keeping up with a lot of these technologies is important because you really understand like how a lot of these businesses relate to one another. And then if you really get in the tech space is flooded, man. The whole market is flooded, and there's a lot of shitty products out there. And that's the thing about, you know, the space. It's a lot. It's so competitive, man. There's so many different companies out there, and you need to be able to figure out why the company either that you're looking for, that you're selling for, is better than the rest. You need to be able to sell that, you know?
Right.
So you need to be able to understand that. And
also,
I think
it's very interesting because when you have that level of brand legitimacy where people will automatically co-sign, like if you sell people the ecosystem, that means that they will co-sign on your, you know, your word processor, right? They'll co-sign on your spreadsheet. They'll co-sign on your PowerPoint. You know, they'll co-sign on, you know, whatever, like your Slack type programming that you have. Like they'll co-sign on all of it because they trust the brand is only going to come out with quality products in the entire ecosystem.
Exactly.
So it's very, and that's essentially what I'm studying right now is that relationship. Except it's really that relationship as it applies to like people and how the business systems are treating them or their relationship. But it's essentially kind of what you're doing right now as well, but it's inversed. Instead of how the system is treating the people, it's more like how the system is actually helping the people and utilizing. It's like it's taking time that people would usually use, and it's giving it back to them. And making them more efficient. So it's almost like you're helping the people and you're also helping the business at the same time.
Yeah.
It's real interesting, man. That's it. That's a real interesting profession. You know, it's because I just started, because like obviously it's, you know, we're in the middle of the pandemic right now. I live in New York City. I'm a chef, so like nothing's really going on in terms of the hospitality industry right now in the city. So, you know, I decided, you know, just become a full-time student. And just, you know, do that. And I just started my own platform where I do my own sports takes or other takes. I kind of just talk about what I want. Very similar to Mace. And, man, this conversation is very illuminating for me.
Yeah, man.
It's because I have that mindset of pushing it forward now. You know what I mean?
What's up, Ed?
I think
getting out of your comfort zone.
What profession you're in, what you do, you know, you're gonna have to always understand how systems are evolving. You know, if you go to unless you're going to McDonald's, like they're not evolving how you're flipping over a burger. But
it's true.
If we're talking about any type of job that's worth having, where you know systems are in place, things have evolved, we're helping people understanding how systems have evolved. That's where it's gonna be. That's where your moneymaker is. We talk about mouthpiece in this space. Like mouthpiece is real, but it has to be used in the correct environment. You know, like when I'm talking mouthpiece, I'm presenting to like people that mean something. I'm not sitting online talking to girls,
Right.
When I'm talking my mouthpiece, I'm talking about, a 45-minute presentation to people that, are potentially going to spend $250,000 with me. That's crisp. There are no ums and uhs in my discussion,
I hear you.
I'm using tip-top vernacular.
Yeah.
So that's,
I mean, you're selling efficiency.
Yes.
Right?
So,
Like, if the salesman ain't efficient, how can I have faith that the product will be?
exactly. Yep.
This all makes sense, bro. This all makes sense.
Hey, look, I was just laughing just now to myself, and the reason is I don't know what the hell AJ's talking about, but I'm proud of two young brothers talking something that has nothing to do with BS, and it's refreshing. Continue.
Well, and that's kind of what I try to do on my platform now. That's really why I haven't been checking out too many other platforms lately, because I've been building my own called No Pass is Given. And I try to preach just having, we talk about sports, but we also talk about society outside of sports. We try to talk about things in a responsible manner. I think the space can get very saturated with what's successful, and particularly like in the sports world, what's very successful or what's very like alluring is like the hot takes, right? Like the hot take, like the Skip Baylesses of the world, right? Just like telling you nothing in 15 minutes, you learn nothing, but all you learn is he's really upset about something. So for me, it's just like we can just have conversations that take more things into account than just, being aggrieved about, sports, right? Like the whole thing with Ryan Fitzpatrick, right? When he got benched for Tua, and everyone was like, "Oh, yo, man up, bro! Like, man up, and it was like, it's like this man had like an honest, emotional reaction to getting fired from his job. You know what I mean? And like I said on my own platform, I was like, look, he had an honest, emotional reaction, which honestly is probably healthy for him. But at the end of the day, he's a professional. He's going to do what he's going to do. So what's everybody so upset about?
First of all, Havoc,
Yeah.
the young man you're talking to don't know nothing what you're talking about.
Oh no, that's fine. I can Google, man. My fingers move.
I'll break it down for you real quick. So, the Miami Dolphins did not have a good season last season. We won 5 out of 16 games.
Okay.
And we drafted a quarterback named Tua Tagovailoa, who many believe is like that guy. You know what I mean? Like the guy. And we haven't really had the guy in Miami since Dan Marino retired, who was like considered, in my opinion, the best quarterback of all time. But
So
everybody has
that dude. Tua's nice.
Yeah, and Tua's nice. So, this past week, Brian Flores, who's the head coach of the Dolphins, he made a decision to bench Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's like he's like a 37-year-old journeyman quarterback type dude. Like everybody really vibes with his personality. Like everybody messes with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he benched him for a dude that's a rookie who has great potential. And the dude that's a journeyman is playing the best football of his career, basically. And, the best football he's played in a while. And he got benched at the peak of it. And...
so that's why he got pissed.
So he was feeling a little salty. He was like, hey, like, I'm actually doing the job here. And, usually not... And my position is, usually a guy like that, he understands when he's about to get benched. Like, it's usually not really a secret to anybody when he's about to lose his job, right?
Yeah.
But this time he's actually like legitimately surprised that he lost his job. So he came out and he made some comments where he's basically like, I was really stunned by this. I was really like hurt by this, this and that. And it's interesting because we always ask for athletes to become like involved, like emotionally attached, or have some type of emotional attachment to the team, right? Like the brotherhood of the team. Yet when they actually show that they are attached, we tend to like judge them for being attached, right? It's like kind of like that old trope that like men can only show like masculinity, right? Like being vulnerable is like being weak, right? It's like part of that trope. So people are like, oh man, we gotta trade him, we gotta do this or that, and it's just like, I mean, the guy had an honest emotional reaction, but at the end of the day, he's a professional. Like this isn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And that was just always my take on it is, you know, we all knew this day was going to come when they wanted to get the young kid in the game. But for a guy like that playing the best football of his career, it's like, yeah, it's a guy like that playing the best football of his career, he lost his job. Like, you'd be hurt if you had if you lost your job and someone interviewed you an hour later, you would have a thing or two to say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd be pissed too.
Yeah, like that's all I'm saying on the situation. I hope you understand. I hope I broke it down.
No, that's good. No, I got you.
All right,
if you got time, stranger, I'd like to go over that with you. I haven't spoken to you in a while.
It's been a while, bro. I've been building my own platform.
I know,
so, you know,
and
I've been allocating time to that.
Hey, AJ, this is the young man I wanted to ride shotgun with me when I was going to open up my show. Yeah, this young man right here. Yeah. Because I felt that I needed a young Dolphin young man who can keep me up on how these millennials think. But like you said, the young man's doing his own thing. And hey, how's your podcast going on Spotify?
You know, it's not on Spotify. It's just on the YouTube right now.
Okay, because Ball Game told us it was on Spotify.
Got a decent amount of views so far.
Yeah, no, it's been humbling. Yeah, nice. This has only been on YouTube, and yeah, I've been doing this for like 2 weeks now, something like that. And
you got a Miami Heat?
Yeah, no, I got
on his head.
Yeah, bro. So, you know, I bring you some of the ridiculousness of the sports world, but you know, like I said, the conversation, the conversation we're just having right now. That's the type of conversations that we're having. You know what I'm saying? On No Passes Given. So
nice. That's what you call your platform?
Yeah, No Passes Given, bro.
Nice. That's a nice name, bro. Good for you, young man.
I appreciate it, man.
Havoc One is in here who, like I said, this is the young man, folks, that I wanted to start this up with. But he's doing his own thing. God bless him and congrats.
Thank you,
of course, the Alexander Bowles here, who always wanted to come in here and talk business with.
Yo, what up? Yeah, yo, where are you located, Mace? Where you both of y'all located?
I'm in Bronx, New York.
Queens.
Oh, you guys are both in New York? That's crazy. I'm in New York.
Yeah, young brothers in Queens. Yeah, that's why I wanted him also, because he's local guy. Cause I get some local guys up here. They talk Knicks, and no one's a big Brooklyn Nets fan.
Nope. I grew up in South Florida, so I don't rock with any of these New York teams.
Good for you. Hey, let me ask you a question. Havoc, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How you like it up here?
I love New York.
There you go.
I love New York.
There you go.
Like it's like so intentionally it, like when you grow up in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Like I grew up. Mm-hmm. There's almost like a Truman Show type of vibe to it, where everything you see isn't quite real. And
I would agree with that.
And in New York City, I believe everything I see. Like
what do you mean by that?
Like when I see a dude on the like when I go to the subway, and I see a dude, like literally saying the craziest things you could possibly say in a public square. And I think to myself, that guy really believes all that. Like that guy really believes it's gonna rain boots tomorrow. Like I don't deny that. So yeah, go ahead, Mace. It's just like when I say I believe it, it's just this city is so complex that you can be totally honest in New York City. I'll say it like that. You can be totally honest because everybody here does not really care what anybody thinks. You could roll to your own tone here, and that's what everybody else is doing. And a place where I grew up in South Florida. You're talking about the suburbs. There's kind of a tone that everyone is walking to there, and it's like, don't upset the calm, right? Like, don't upset the balance. Just ride out the wave. And here in New York City, it's like, yo, man, just like make your own wave, bro. So that's why I love it here.
What are some of the benefits, would you say? I feel like there are more freedoms, right? Don't you? I don't know. Just from even like animals and like just even, I don't know, firearms, stuff like that. I feel like there are benefits. So maybe speak about that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's all about what you prioritize, right? Like for me, I'm a chef. So I moved to New York City to follow my career, right? To like try and really take it to where I wanted to take it to. I appreciate the subscription, Quint. So that's New York City offered that to me, but it also just kind of offered me a different speed of life, really. Just a different way of looking things. When you go from like, I owned a truck for like a decade down in Florida. But I moved up here. I haven't driven since I moved up to New York City. All I do is I take the bus, you take the subway, you take the Metro North.
Don't you?
Yeah, but I don't take the city bike. That's for tourists. But, like the zip cars, all that stuff.
You
like,
prefer the faster pace? Because I would almost say New York is almost too fast. So I'm in San Francisco. San Francisco, you see all that crazy shit everywhere. I mean,
well, I can tell you the difference between the two cities because I've been to San Fran.
I've been to San Fran.
All right, both of us been there. So go ahead, Havoc. Tell the people the difference of the two cities.
Well, first of all, San Francisco is like more spread out. Number one, it's just a different vibe, bro. It's just like. It's hard to explain. There's just like a level of like I wouldn't say rigidity, but there's just like a level of toughness you have to even survive in this city.
Yeah.
Like it's like we said, it's really fast moving, bro. Like yes, it is, but if you can carve out your own niche here, there ain't nowhere you can't carve out your own niche. I'll say it like that about New York City. If you can do your thing here, you can take that, pick that up, you can place that basically anywhere in the world, and you can run that same game. And New York City is that ultimate pressure test.
That's true. You can make it. You can make it anywhere. EM and Quinte Riddle, you can come up. Jefferson, come get your ass up here. Get some people in here now.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, because I live. So right now, I'm originally from Boston, but I'm in Berkeley.
Nice.
So Berkeley it's like the East Bay area. It's almost like the I don't know. I would say Berkeley is much more hippie. Berkeley is like right next to Oakland, so it's more in the East Bay versus San Francisco is just more in the city. And obviously both are very different. You have, two different crowds of people. Obviously you have just a more diverse group in the East Bay area. And, you have, I would say it's even dwindling now. A lot of people have just left the SF area just to, the rent has dropped a lot, but people in general just have, a lot of these companies are doing like permanent work from home now, I'm seeing. So people don't actually have the propensity to want to stay even in some of these more expensive cities if they don't need to.
I feel you. I love the Bay too. I've only been out there for like 2 weeks, but I love the Bay.
Word.
The fascinating thing. Let me say this right now. We got EM in the chat room. We got Quinte Riddle in the chat room. We got LaShawn Jefferson chat room. Mahogany Roots, the beautiful Mahogany Roots. But the point why this is what I do every night. By the way, Havoc and Alexander. I let the guys rock the platform, and it was fascinating. You guys could keep. That's why I kept my mouth shut. I hope Havoc can stay a little while longer so I could talk Dolphins with him. But
yeah, sure, why not?
I'll let you guys continue your conversation. Go ahead.
It's
I'm
interesting.
gonna leave you guys alone.
It's interesting because I've thought about, as much as I love New York City. I was born here. I live here now. I'm a Dolphins fan, so it's like the greatest time to be a Dolphins fan because their team is absolute garbage. The Jets are trash right now. So when I'm walking around the street, I don't see as many dudes with the Jets starter jackets out now as usual. I don't see as many dudes with the Jets hats out. I don't see as many of the dudes with the Giant starter jackets out now. I walk down the street with my Miami Dolphins hat. I have no fear in my heart. So, on the football tip, I'm having a great time right now. But I've looked into moving into the Bay at some point, because I just connect with the vibe. But you said a lot of people are moving out of San Fran. Are you thinking about getting out there and going more towards Berkeley, more towards the Oakland side?
So I'm in Berkeley right now.
You're in Berkeley right now?
Yeah,
okay.
This is where I'm living. So I work when the jobs were all, I guess, open, offices were open. I worked in the San Francisco area, so I would commute up there with BART, which is the transportation system. So it takes me like an hour to get up to the city. But yeah, I like the East Bay, man. I like it out here because the weather's good, man. There's so many different things you can get into. And the rent's going to be kind of expensive, but I wouldn't say it's too expensive. I mean, in the East Bay, if you're trying to buy a house, that's one thing. But, if you're going to be renting out and potentially living with roommates, like there's a lot of like nice places around here that you can find for like a pretty good price.
Yeah.
So I just like it. I think the West Coast is just better for my lifestyle because I just have more of an outdoor lifestyle. I like to be able to like be outside. I don't like to shovel snow. You can find economical living and still have access to kind of the best of both worlds. If I want to go and snowboard, I can go to Lake Tahoe. If I want to go to, a national park, I can take 5-hour drive south. I don't have to go and fly, miles and miles and thousands of miles to get somewhere that I need to go. So
when I used to live out west, I used to fly every other weekend, like every 2 weeks. I'll just pick a West Coast city from Portland and fly down for the weekend, bro. I used to get off work 7 in the morning. My flight would leave at 9. I'm in, let's say, the Bay Area. I'm in the Bay Area by 10:30, bro. I have the whole weekend down there, or I go to LA or Vancouver and just chill, bro. That's the beauty of the West Coast.
I gotta get into that vibe. It's just, thankfully the past 2 winters have been pretty mild for us, Mace.
Yes, it has.
Up here in the city, but when you get them real frigid winters, boy, do you want to leave.
I think
Boston, so trust me.
I think 2017 was a frigid one, but 18 and 19 was good.
Yeah, it didn't start snowing until like February.
Only snowed once. Last year.
It was basically just an extension of the fall time up here last year.
Yes, it was.
But it's crazy, bro. Like,
Would you like to move back west? You like to move out west?
Yeah, at some point. The NorCal, SoCal, Seattle. Yeah.
Where you'd like to go?
Yo, what's your favorite cities? I know some people have said San Diego. Like San Diego was the last place I went to before the pandemic shut down. I thought it was pretty nice. I didn't get a chance to like do a lot of exploring, but I'm gonna plan on exploring. So I'm curious. Maybe
that's the home of two of my favorite guys who come in here every night.
My wife went to college down in San Diego, but I'm not really interested in living there. It's just the demographics there aren't really in my favor, to say the least. But for me, I really like the Bay. I like the Bay. I like that vibe. That's kind of because I'm not gonna move back to Florida. So probably the closest thing. Not really. I wouldn't say the closest thing to Florida, but just the closest thing to a vibe that I'm in line with. We're probably out there, and at a certain point, bro, at a certain point, like during the winter time, when you gotta have like an extra 15 minutes just to get dressed, just to like walk outside the door, because the cold, it's like below 0.
You're giving me terrible memories, bro.
I can't do that. I can't, bro. There's a time limit on that for me, because I'm inside my house, my apartment. I'm inside my apartment, and it's like warm, and I have a beanie and a sweater on right now.
It's like, man, I got a turtleneck. You can see him.
I got the Mace Taggart starter kit on right now.
There you go. Havoc 1. Alexander Bowles with me. Couple guys coming in a little while. Favorite cities for me.
Yeah,
I've been over the
Timmy's.
place. Montreal is one of them, man. Oh my God, they got some of the most beautiful Caribbean women up there, bro. God, I love it.
Really?
I was, I
Yes, they
was,
do.
I always figured you.
Montreal.
Yeah, I
Mont-
always figured you're international, man, Mace. You've
uh,
been around.
I've been around. Montreal, without a doubt, is one of my favorites. Southern California, all of it is terrific. It's a different world down there. Portland, I loved it when I was to live in Salem. So I used to go up in Portland and hang out sometimes and go shopping because there's no taxes there. And then they changed. They put 13% bastards back then. Uh,
That's crazy.
Seattle, I don't like because I figured out why I didn't like it. Too many swirlers up there. It's swirling capital of the world, but the city's beautiful. I mean, if you're a sports fan, Seattle is terrific. I mean, because they got the venues there. It's like a mini New York, believe it or not. They think they're the city on the west coast of any of the cities that
You said
swear
Seattle's a
they're New
mini New
York.
York?
Yeah, they swear because so many New Yorkers live there, which is awesome for me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
mean, you know what it'd be like for you, for us, for Havoc? It would be like, think about a city that there's nothing but Madison and Fifth Avenues, bro.
Gotcha.
That's Seattle, downtown.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's there.
Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, Seattle always seemed interesting to me. It's
It's the
just,
tech capital of the planet. That
it's,
and NoCal.
it just rains all the time there.
That's why people commit suicide so much. That's,
Yeah, I heard that about Portland too. I heard because I got a boy that went to Reed College. He said
Oh
it
my
was
God.
crazy rain there all the time.
yeah, but the cool
Yeah.
thing about Portland is it rains early in the day, and then you put on your Colombian windbreaker, and for the rest of the day it's 65 degrees and cloudy or sunny, man. I could live with that. I can't live with pouring down every day like Seattle.
Yeah.
That's
It's
crazy.
it's I've lived a couple places. I mean, I lived in London for a short amount of
How was
time.
that? Tell me, how was that?
It
Curious.
was it's very I mean, I think for me at this point, cuz I've been to different places in the world, different big cities, all the big cities are basically the same. They may talk a little different. They may do things, a little bit of New York's a little bit different than London. London's a little bit different than Tokyo. Tokyo is a little bit different than, San
San
Francisco, but they all
Francisco.
basically look the same. So, for me, London was like living in a British version of New York.
Nice.
That's how I would explain it. It's a British version of New York.
There you go.
That's a good
Nice.
way to put it. All right.
Yeah, like I was just in Tokyo for a month. Uh, Tokyo is like a Japanese version of New York City. You know, like when you get around like Shibuya and it's like when you get outside of all that stuff and you go to Kyoto, you go to all these other places, Yokohama, you go to your Osaka. Uh, that's when stuff gets really different. But in the cities, man, they all the same basically at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
screw that. I'm going to places. I'm not going to places to go to some city, man. I'm going to places where I can see something different, like wildlife, like real stuff, like out in the open.
Yeah, you love
Well, you're
Florida.
very close to Montana, my friend.
I know. So yeah, there's so many national parks out here.
There
Yellowstone.
you go. Go to Wyoming. Go to Montana. There's a good place you would like called Glacier. It's
Yeah, I heard
all,
about that.
Glacier.
yes.
Okay.
I was
Glacier
telling the
National
story.
Park.
Yeah, I was telling the story last night to the guys. Right, I was going through Glacier, and I'm not kidding with you. 1 minute it was sunny. The next minute it was a blizzard. The next minute it was a rainstorm, and then the next second it was sunny. Never seen anything like it in my life.
Okay.
Wow.
That's intense, bro.
Yeah.
It's near the Canadian border, by the way.
You
Going
know,
to Calgary.
I may be the exact opposite of AJ. Is that what you want to be referred to as, AJ?
Oh yeah. Well, I just say AJ. My name is Alexander Bowles in the chat. I just shorthand as AJ
Okay.
on here.
Let's call you
But if you
AJ.
see me in the chats, yeah.
From now on, I'll call you AJ, buddy. We're good.
Cool.
You know that.
But I'm a little bit different. I love living in the city. I live big cities. I just love that vibe. I'm not really like, I'm not really like the outdoorsy. You know, I'm kind of more like, you know, at this point, with the expansion of humans, the animals don't really have a whole lot of space, so I'm just gonna leave them the fuck alone. I'm gonna do my thing, in my box.
Are you from the Miami area?
I'm from Broward County.
Okay, you know why he likes the big city, AJ? Because the city he's from is electric when things are going well, especially for the Canes and the Dolphins and the Heat. See, he likes that vibe, the electricity. That's
No,
what Miami brings you.
don't get me wrong. I love the city too, man. I love the city. I'm connected to technology. I love everything.
Sure.
I don't like being out in bumfuck nowhere. Like a lot of my family's from down south too, and like it's just nothing out there. It's the suburbs. For me, I just I like shit like Planet Earth. I don't know if you watch shit like that on
You like nature.
Geographic. Just
I appreciate stuff like that.
Seeing different things than what you're seeing on a daily basis. You know, so.
Yeah, but man, I mean, it's crazy. Like when my parents immigrated to this country, like they lived kind of like how I live. You know, like they got like a 1-bedroom in the Bronx because when you immigrated this country from a different country, the only place you get an apartment is in the Bronx, really.
Thank you.
I'm just those are just the facts of the matter. That's particularly you're talking about the late '60s. That's the only area that will legitimately offer you an apartment to live in if you're an immigrant.
My parents too.
Yeah, if you're an immigrant. So, for them to do that, to continue living in the Bronx the entirety, right? Like just moving more westward, like towards Riverdale, and
that's where I lived for 32 years, young man. Yeah, I lived there for 32 years from 1980 to 2012.
So that's where I was born at, basically.
Really?
Yeah, Riverdale. Well, no. My sister was born in Riverdale. I was born in we're living Co-op City around the time I was born.
Nice.
But, for them to like do that and then move down, like save money.
You two guys rock it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and like save money, and then like move down to Florida to like kind of like middle of the nowhere, right? But like the houses are cheap, so. You're talking about a 5-bedroom house when they bought it. Well, 4-bedroom house for $80,000. Like when my parents bought it. So for them to do that, and obviously, the city is not really developed around it if the housing prices are that low. So that's kind of what I grew up in, and the city is more built up now. But I mean. Like, the city has more fast food restaurants than any other city. Like, that's basically our distinction. Like, we have the highest concentration of fast food restaurants, like, per square footage. Like, there's, like, a strip mall of fast food restaurants everywhere you go in Pembroke Pines.
So, what got you into being a chef?
Food Network. Yeah. Like, around that time. Before
How
Food
long
Network.
ago was that?
I mean, Food Network came on the scene around 92, 93, 94, something like that. But before that, they had the cooking shows with different chefs, right? Like there was a dude named Martin Yan. Yan can cook. There's a guy named Graham Kerr. They got arrested for doing nasty shit. But he had a show called The Frugal Gourmet, Julia Child, Jacques Pepin, all the classics, right? This other dude, his name is slipping, but I'll figure it out. Ming Tsai, he had his own cooking show as well, and the Food Network came on the scene, and you started getting more, and it was more like informational cooking shows, not how it is now where everything's like a competition.
So to make sure I'm retroactively understanding, you're a young kid, right? You're a young guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm mid-30. I'm 36.
Got you.
So, I was like super young when that was going on. And yeah, I was just always really interested in it, And then this dude named Emerald came on the scene, and he had like the craziest cooking show because it was live and there was like a jazz band, all this type of crazy shit going on. And that was like, I was already cooking at that point. That was like basically the hook. And And then,
now, when you say you were cooking, were you
yeah.
focused on cooking for a restaurant, or were you focused on cooking your own, like
I mean,
business dishes? Like,
at that point, I was just a kid, right? I was just like 10
true,
years
true.
old. Yeah. So I'm just like
I
cooking
see.
around the house
Gotcha. Okay.
type of vibe.
So when was that transition from you watching these shows to actually taking
Yeah.
cooking more seriously?
Well, so first I went to school for computer science. I did that for like 2.5 years. And then I was going to junior year, and I decided to go to culinary school. And I did that. I did like the culinary arts thing. And then I basically just been cooking my whole life ever since then, for the past 15 years now going on. Talking about starting at Miami Beach, working at places like Smith & Lewinsky, you know, like the big steakhouse.
Paint the picture. Give me the vibe when I'm walking through the door.
Bro, it's Miami Beach. It's right on the water. You see the cruise ships coming out the window. You getting the breeze off the water. You're talking about people spending, you know, something I'm sure, you know, you've probably seen once or twice. People spending thousands of dollars on meals. You know, type of vibe, right? Like, like it was like it's intense. Like there's a place down there called Prime 112 I worked at. It's probably might be the most popular steakhouse in the entire state of Florida. It's very, very very notable. Yeah, he said, Pete said it's $100 a head just to enter, bro. So let me tell you, I worked at Smith & Lewinsky. I worked at Prime 112. Like, bro, I've been on the scene over there, and I decided to move to New York.
Okay,
I started working at, you know, more like Michelin star type restaurants. More food I can't afford. I'll say it like that.
So how do you move up in that restaurant business? Is it political, or how do you go from one Michelin star to another?
So generally speaking, you have to understand what they're looking for, number one. And they have like a chart of what they judge you on. So a lot of chefs, because they think if you get a Michelin star, you'll become popular. If you become popular, then your business will sustain. So they try to hit all the points, right? It's about not just about the food, it's about the quality of the service. It's about the atmosphere. It's about the vibe, right? It's about, but to be honest with you, it's more about having an award centered on the idea of ethno-European food being the best food in the world. I'm talking about food from France, food from Italy, food from there, right? That's why when you look at, you know, the Michelin Guide, stuff like that, they didn't give Michelin stars to Asian restaurants until recently, right? But
Yeah.
China created the noodle, yet their restaurants can't get recognized for as long as the award has been given out, right? Or soul food, right, gets no recognition, right? Or so it's just you know, what is considered the height of food through like a very specific, like a very narrow lens, in my opinion. And a lot of chefs fight for that. And I worked at a place where we fought for that, and we got it. Now, when you're talking about going for 2 or 3 Michelin stars, then it just becomes an obsession at that point. Like, you're just like, and to cook for a living, you have to be obsessive about it, because what is asked of you is unreasonable from a physical and a mental standpoint. Like, particularly for what you're getting paid, it's wholly unreasonable what they ask of you, working 12, 14, 16, 18-hour shifts for pennies on the dollar, basically, right? So you have to have some sort of a love for the game that is just deeper than money. That, when you work in a Michelin star restaurant, you work in an environment full of people like that. And I was one of those people. But for me, I begun to understand how the structuring of the food industry is essentially, and this is just, well, it's not just my opinion. I think it's well researched, but it is not built for everybody to succeed. It is biased. It is slanted. You know, there are a lot of things going on within, you know, the hospitality industry in general that led me to understand the exploitative practices of it. So, you know, for me now, is kind of the reason why I've gone back to school. Like, I work for a nonprofit community foundation that advocates for restaurant workers, right?
Yeah.
And I go to school now trying to get my bachelor's degree. That's what my future is that fight.
I got you. So you're shifting more into school? Are you going to shift more into the computer science, back into that?
No, I'm going to shift more into, you know, I think at some point, like the diversity, equality space, in an executive capacity, is like more my plan for the future. Yeah.
Ah, cool. Yeah, I was literally just talking. Like, I literally just had to pay.
There's the link, fellas. Come on up.
That's cool that you're into that stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I've done it. Like, I was on a diversity council for like a big hospitality group here in New York City for like 2.5 years. Like you know, like how in the tech world you have your speaker series, where you talk to notable people about things. I did that for a while. Like, so the space isn't too new to me, but you're not going to get any entry into this industry or into this space without a college degree, and that's just the fact of the matter.
Cool.
That's just the fact of the matter. So,
well, hey man, I gotta go run some errands, man. But yo, Havoc, it's been a pleasure, man, chopping it up with you.
Likewise, bro.
I subbed to your channel, man. I'll be in your chat, and I'll definitely be connecting with you in the chat too. Yo, Mace, thanks a lot, man, for having me on, man.
I appreciate you, man.
I know it's been tough for me to hop on. There's sometimes where I'm just chilling.
It's okay, man. You do what you gotta do, bro. Take care. Make that paper, bro.
For sure, man. And salute to both y'all, man. And I'll connect with y'all soon. All right.
Yeah, you got it, man. You have a great weekend.
Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate the sub as well, bro. Take care.
Great Alexander Bowles.
Absolutely, man. I'll take care. Be good.
You too, my brother. Out in the Bay Area, adding something.
But Mace, let's talk to the people in the comments, man, because we sparked something up, particularly when it comes to food. I feel food is the one thing that connects everybody in this world, Mace.
You ain't lying.
Everybody eats.
Yeah, man.
Everybody eats. Everyone's got their different ways. Everyone's got a different outlook, you know, on food, but it's largely very regional. So let's highlight some of the people in the chat, because, you know, Pete.
All right, we'll do. I guess Quinte was here. He was gonna come up, but we'll do this. He said facts. Pete said, Havoc, that place is $100 a head just to enter.
That's a fact of life.
Okay. Fogo de Chao down the street.
Fogo de Chao.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Fogo de Chao.
Jefferson said he started cooking at 5. He almost went to culinary school. Just never went.
Be grateful you don't have that debt on your head. Be grateful, because Johnson & Wales is not cheap.
And Pete says that's life is a gamble. He says that food is number 1, and we must eat good career Havoc. He said you got a good career. And then
you know
wrote,
you've always got to eat.
And Alexander Bowles, who was just here, said there's some good eats in the Bay Area. Oh, yes, it is. The House of Prime Rib.
You said the House of Prime Rib, Mace?
Yeah, out in San Francisco, yeah.
Oh, man, you got to put me on to what's, you know, where to eat in the Bay, because I wasn't really there long enough to really get into the food scene, although I was eating out there a lot.
Here's a friend of ours, Mr. Miami. He's one of my biggest supporters. What up, brother Mace? How you doing today? How are you feeling today? I'm in blessed. Much love and respect. Much love and respect, brothers on the panels and the chat. So, Mr. Miami saying much love to you because he interacts with all of us every night.
Much respect.
Let me ask you this. See, I
Yeah, man.
interview guys when they come here.
Yeah.
And to me, you live in one. I mean, not live. You do one of the most, let's just say, appreciated professions on planet Earth. What made you want to become a chef?
I think you just have to. I think like anything in life, you just gravitate to what you mess with.
Facts.
And, I think at the beginning it's just interesting. Like making food is just an interesting thing to do. I mean, you grow up in the suburbs, not a whole lot to do. So, so outside of playing sports all day, like you gotta find something else to do with your day. So, I just naturally gravitate towards cooking, for the most part. And then as you move along, you progress into it. It becomes a place where you can it becomes a place for me, and for a lot of people that cook, it becomes a place where you can invest intensity in. You can be intense as shit about cooking, like super intense. And like when you're in that world with other people that are really intense, it's like a secret society almost. Because people people don't really, unless you're in it, you don't really understand what that life is like.
Yeah, of course.
Like New York, I'm talking about like New York City, Friday night, Saturday night, 250 on the books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a war zone out there, bro. It's a war
Facts.
zone out there. That's what got me up. To be honest with you. Like when I moved to New York and I was like, yo, like we're out here like doing this on a super high level, like not getting paid much. That's the unfortunate part about it. But
Pete, take your time. Yeah, go ahead.
It is what it is, That's kind of the life I've chosen.
The man who I wanted to be my partner when I came up with this idea is here with me on a rare time off for him because he is a professional chef. When you deal with the everyday person, because to me that's hard to deal with, everyday people, man. When you deal with the everyday person,
I find it hard as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about for you, because you're a professional chef, bro.
Yeah.
Do people more bitch and complain about your expertise, or they love it, or a little in the middle?
About my expertise?
Yeah, like your cooking. Yeah. You know how sometimes, see, I'll tell you a little bit about me, because I was fat most of my life, because I love to eat. When I eat at a certain restaurant,
yeah,
and they make the food the way I love it, I give the waiter $20, say, bro, get me in the back. I want to speak to the chef.
Yeah.
And in some places, they let me go back there, and I compliment the whole crew.
Yeah.
On their cooking. I tip the chef. I gave him $100, but I said, yo, this was terrific. I'm like that. I'm a psycho like that, man.
That's much appreciated. Because one thing, when I was in Miami Beach cooking, I wasn't a stranger to the $20 handshake, to the $50 handshake.
There you go.
You know what I mean? When the dude says, "Hey, just fix me up something real quick." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a stranger to that lifestyle. But I think that's interesting you bring that up, particularly because and this pandemic has really highlighted that, is the very sticky situation that servers are in, and the very sticky situation that cooks are in as well, right now.
I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
That's a good point you just brought up. No, seriously.
Yeah.
You get the $20 handshake, you get the $50 handshake.
Oh yeah, and the dude
know what I'm talking about.
I do. I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, bro, I appreciate that. I appreciate that every single time.
There you go. There you go. Because I'm like that, bro. And when someone, give you an example. This is a simple meal, but this is something I like from a steakhouse.
Okay.
When they make my pork chops, they broil them. Takes about an hour, but it is perfect. The meat is tender. The mashed potatoes is smoking. The gravy's on point. The appetizer sometimes is roast beef tips, which I call roast kid, or the wings are fresh wings, and you guys really saute them. I'm like, yo, waiter, waitress, you tell the chef I want to see him. Give him the 20 or 30, the 20 and a 10. They take me back to the kitchen. I thank everybody. And I tip the chef 100, bro.
Bro, that's much appreciated because, for one, that almost never happens. It's happened. Yeah. It's happened. Don't get me wrong. It's happened, but very rarely. As much as people like to watch it on TV, cooking is not really a profession where you get the most appreciation on a day-to-day basis.
No, because people you're dealing with idiosyncrasies 24/7 at your profession, and there's people who are so snotty that they bitch what you made. Oh, you didn't do this right. You didn't do it. And then the other way, you got some. And I don't mean to sound like an elitist because I'm not. Jefferson, you up here yet? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. I'm not an elitist, but you got some people who are, let's just say, the downtrodden, and they get to eat a place like your establishment once in a blue moon and never eat there again. They don't know what that bleep they're eating, bro.
Right. That's
okay.
And I think that is inherently an issue. I think there are places, and for me, to be honest with you, I mean, it's just food at the end of the day. And I think a lot of places, they take it very seriously and they want to almost make it seem like the restaurant is a museum, right?
Yes,
like, don't be comfortable, like don't get comfortable, like, be up, like, wear a suit. Like, I'm not wearing a suit to eat food. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not wearing a suit to eat food.
At your establishment, do they have to wear a suit though? Oh, good.
I'm not putting on fancy clothes to eat food. That is just inherently a ridiculous idea. And I've worked at places where that was the vibe, but I think for me now, I mean, if you're going to pay a lot of money to eat food, and anyone that makes food should be more than willing and, in my opinion, happy to educate people on the experience and why they're paying the money they're paying for it and why that experience is important.
At your spot, what does it basically consist of?
So, it's still closed, but where I used to be at, it was modern American, right? Okay. So we go down to Union Square Green Market, and you basically get what's in season there, and we'd base our menu on what was available, from season to season.
Okay.
So yeah, bro, it was quality, bro. Like, it was a nice restaurant. It was right in the Whitney Museum, in the meatpacking district.
Okay, I know where you was at.
Yeah, that's where I was at.
So you didn't waste room on the plate, right? So
Jefferson, bro, not now.
And then I gotta go to Waffle House or Wendy's.
No, dude, this is New York. We don't do Waffle Houses here, bro.
We don't have Waffle House here. I don't think.
This is New York City, bro. We're not talking Waffle Houses, Jefferson.
I know, but I still got those fancy places. New Yorkers move down south too. God dang, you ain't got dang making teeth and humping cousins down here. Damn it, I'm black.
This is why I love this guy. This is why I love you, Jefferson. It's okay, bro. We're talking escrow here. We're talking a profession here.
I know. We have professionals down here in the South.
I'm going to leave that. I didn't say you didn't, bro, but this is more as a fat person.
It was just a good joke.
No, I know, but it's okay. This is more a fat person who can't eat like I used to anymore, wanting to know the insides of how it is to eat upper crust. Jefferson, let me finish talking to my brother here.
You just didn't eat the portions you used to eat. That's the difference.
Jeff, let me finish talking to my brother here, please. Thank you. Like I was saying, I love that guy. Like I was saying, so let's say the world is normal again. Let's just say this. on a daily basis,
Right.
what's the top of the menu? What's the top cuisine? Like when I go in there and you would recommend what? Like, for example, what in a normal day,
Okay.
what's the soup of the day?
Okay. So, considering now we're fall,
Mhm.
and this is why seasonality is so important.
Yeah.
And this is why having a relationship with local farmers is important.
Yes.
They will put you on to things you don't know about.
Facts.
So when everyone else is offering up butternut squash soup, whereas everyone else is offering up the same thing, you hit people over the head with the honey nut squash soup. Someday have it's very similar, but it has more characteristics on it
Of
that
course.
separate it from the normal.
More ingredients that people wouldn't never in their wildest dreams would expect.
It's not even necessary. It's not necessarily even the ingredients. It's just when you talk to local farmers, when you have a relationship with them, you get things people don't even know about. And it's almost like, for example, like potatoes, right? People think there's russets and sweet potatoes, right?
Yeah.
Like the restaurant I was working at, we had 15 different types of potatoes at any given time.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. So when we have like basically a crispy potatoes dish, right?
Yes.
Like you cook the potatoes in like you simmering water, you know, like with your bay leaf and your thyme and your garlic clove and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Yeah.
And then you smash it and then you fry it. You can do that with a variety of different potatoes.
Heaven.
You can do that. You can do that with your 4K potatoes. You can do that with your butterball potatoes. You can do that. You can do that with a variety of potatoes. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what? When this shit gets a little normal again, bro.
Yeah.
I swear to God, you invite me, bro. And I swear to God, bro, it's gonna be. It's been. It's your type. Let me ask you this. This is going deep now. I'm about to ask him. It tells you how much I used to eat.
Sure.
Is your place the type? Is your place the type of place I can take a date?
Of course. It's in a museum, bro.
Wow.
It's in a
It's
museum.
a woman. You buying her food. She go with you. She go with you. No worry, you buying the food. A woman ain't gonna turn down a free meal if she like you.
Sure, you wouldn't either.
Yeah, Jefferson, I love you, my partner, but this is not Spartanburg.
I know it's your interview. I just interjected. Just a little joke. I'm not taking it over, man.
Jefferson, you know I love you, bro. I'm not fancy schmancy, so I'm not even gonna get into the wine list. Okay, that's not me. I'll tell you what is me though, and this will shock you. How's the bread? How's the fresh baked rolls?
To be honest with you, in New York City, most places don't bake their own bread. Like,
yeah, I know. They get it from the bakeries down in the
down the east,
village.
the Lower East Side.
That's right, exactly.
Either Lower East Side or the Bronx. That's how
There
it
you
usually
go.
works
Yeah,
out.
134th Street. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. There's so many good bakeries. Most places are like, we don't have the people to do this. Mostly because all the bakeries took up all the good bread people. They all work at the bakeries.
It's amazing what you get on a Saturday afternoon in this place. And this man here, Havoc, wow. And I wonder, and you wonder why, young man, I wanted you to be my partner when I was getting into it. Seriously.
I'll tell you, Mace, why. The fact you tell me that made me think I need to start my own platform.
I think you should.
Usually when someone says, you should do this with me, that's usually an indication you should do it you should get your own thing going because there's enough support behind you doing something. Kind of like how you've built your following just from putting in that work, bro. You know?
Yeah,
you put in the work. You see the results.
I'm not going to count it, but this would have been show 67 today.
Okay.
Well, I'm not counting it because this is off the books, but it does count. That's why I put in the logo. So this is 67.
That's what's up.
I'm here with Havoc. Jefferson's here. The usual Mr. Miami, Alexander Bowles said, "Can we eat for free at your place?" I don't do that, bro. But Bowles just asked me to. He just said in the chat room, "Can he eat for free in your place?"
Oh man, nope.
I pay, bro. I mean, this is class here. Hey, let me ask you this: same topic but different situation.
Yeah.
If you move out to the West Coast, let's say
Right.
to Northern California, you looking to get your own place out there?
To be honest with you, I mean, I'm in school right now, so I'm not going to be cooking for much longer, to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm gonna miss that, man.
That's like, I love cooking, but
God damn, bro.
I'd much rather just be an overqualified home cook at this point than
So Sandy ever came to your spot?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I was not really in the Miami community pre-pandemic, I should say.
Yeah,
So
because she lives in Jersey, you know.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just asked that question because I wonder if any local guys up here that watch the show.
That'd be
Let me
interesting.
get back to you. Forget the stupidity. Let me get back to you because I'm interviewing you. I'm talking seriousness here, my brother. What you studying in school, man?
I'm studying industrial organized psychology.
Fascinating.
Yeah, the intersection of business and people, basically.
So, in other words, when you get your degree and you get your first career in this, you'll be analyzing corporate America people.
So I do work for a nonprofit right now.
Okay.
I would like to continue that work personally. But yes, at a certain point, and this kind of goes in line with my, equality and inclusion background as well, is there aren't a lot of people with my experience just like grinding it out in the kitchen for as long as I've been doing it for, at those tables, advocating for regular people and what they should be getting, and more importantly, shining a light on what they're not getting. So I think that's the place I would like to hold.
Nice.
And you can do it. And the thing is, it's a problem that has to be attacked from all aspects. So you need people in those boardrooms with that mentality, because usually those boardrooms don't have people with that mentality.
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm being dead honest with you.
Yeah.
If you decide to do your platform, what you doing on cooking, because I'll tell you right now, that will be a bonanza for you, bro. I'm serious, man. You all you have to do is cook one meal, bro.
I'm not saying you're wrong. It's because my wife is a videographer.
Nice.
And professional photographer. So
nice.
Yeah, no, she's jabbing me in the ribs about it, but it's just like, for me, I love cooking. It's just
I
like
know you do. I can
it's
tell
such
by
like
your voice.
It's such like a great sanctuary for me that I can go
peace
to.
Of mind, right?
And I love going there. So, but I've been thinking as an addition to my channel.
Yeah.
Just show people what I'm doing. If I can just do what I'm doing, if I can just do what I'm doing uninterrupted, I'm fine with it. You
got my mouth watering right now because forget the pandemic. I'm the type of guy. I like great food.
Let me tell you something. Mace. I've been working on ribs.
You ever think about opening a food truck?
Jefferson, hold that. Hold that.
Truck. I mean,
I've thought about that. I've looked at the bottom line, quite frankly, of owning a food truck. Bro, owning a food truck is a grind, bro. Like you gotta salute anyone that can do the food truck thing.
You talk about dealing with idiosyncrasies, especially in our city.
Had this been like 10 years ago, I would have been like, yeah. But now I'm going back to school, trying to kind of attack things on a different level. It'd be interesting. I mean, I'll tell you, Mace, I've literally been working on ribs all summer long.
Oh God.
My specialty. That's my specialty.
You got bro. I should do a ribs breakdown. I should show people the ribs, man.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I've been doing this
Only
all
thing you gotta
summer
do is
long.
Put the rub on, put some
Havoc
plastic around it, let it sit 24 hours, and let it
Jefferson
get
This guy.
with me in the
in.
host of the chat room.
This guy knows what he's talking about. I already know.
Okay, you see that, Jefferson? He gave you props, so you know what you're talking about. Okay, Jefferson, talk to him a little bit, and then we're gonna get to
man.
the Dolphins because he's a big Dolphins supporter like that.
Really, almost went culinary. I mean, I took home ec. I even took a specialty class in high school. I almost went culinary school because my mama couldn't cook. If she didn't know how to do it, she deep fried it and put it in brown gravy. And that's a childhood memory
South.
I ain't never had. And I'm serious. At 5 years old,
Yeah.
I figured how to work the stove, and as long as I didn't go past medium, my mama didn't use the belt. But you know what? My mama barely get in that kitchen. She look at me when I get off work. What you gonna cook? Okay. But you know what? Yeah, I mean, he's bringing back memories, and I want to ask him. Serious, bro. You need to put in cooking. If you do a little channel, you need to put in some cooking. Show us how to dice and do all those little cuts we think is complicated. So it looks fancy when we do it at home.
Let me say something, Jefferson. Let me interrupt you for a quick second. I'm gonna give it right back to you. Alexander Bowles, here in New York. No, I'll give it right back to you. Alexander Bowles, here in New York, food trucks are big, bro. Matter of fact,
they have a whole block.
You know that.
In
You know that. You know that. You know my boys own a spot on right next to the hotel on 56 and 6th Avenue. They have the best food truck in the world, bro. All they do, they sell is halal food, bro.
Oh, the halal guys, bro.
You know that spot, right? You know that spot, right?
Yeah.
Havoc?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Havoc knows.
There'd be a line.
Yes,
lunchtime down the block.
There you go.
Yeah.
Young man.
Their food is amazing.
Young man, let me tell you something. I'm talking to you, Havoc.
Yeah.
This chat room has never been lit than you lighting it up right now. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. Jefferson, you can continue with him.
Yeah, go ahead, Jefferson.
Look, I'm a many-faceted man. All right?
Okay.
I grew up, my mama was in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
I was an Army brat. So I did get to see a bit of the world, and I did get to see many estates. And the thing is that, honestly, a black man know how to cook. What's the reason you know how to cook? Like me, is mom didn't know how to make it. She deep fried it. And you know what? I'm going to put gravy on it at the time because she was, she just coming in from working and she's trying to cook something up quick. And so it was just something I could do. First, I started with the stuff that I can cut on the oven and pop it in because I could read directions.
Sure.
And then my mama let me get a little bit more on that thing. And then, you know what? It's just a simple fact. One of the few times you get peaceful rest is when you eat a good damn meal. Whether you cooked it or someone cooked it for you.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it's like I said earlier, just talking about, food is a legitimate cultural pillar for basically every culture in the world. Every culture in the world has some sort of contribution to the larger world when it comes to food. Every culture in the world. And you may not even recognize it, but food connects you.
Facts.
I mean,
if you eat,
you got the gyro, the pizza, the taco.
Yeah.
Or even a lot of things.
Yeah,
even
just more personally, if you eat something that your grandmother made you, and you still have her recipes, and you can still make the food, that connects you.
Jefferson, the difference is though, and this is why I am shocked what this young man's been speaking for the last hour and a half, and I'm pleased. Why? Because most chefs are hard to connect with, man. They don't connect with the everyday people because the everyday people cannot afford what this man is cooking more than half the time. And I'm not joking about that. We live in New York, bro. I'm not talking, and I'm not going to knock you. I'll give you a different city. We're not talking. No, hold up. We're not talking Atlanta here.
And I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
know
we're
what you're
not talking
about.
Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah, we're not talking
It's
Atlanta
a closed
here, bro.
society. It's a closed society, especially when you're in the upper echelons of, the like 3 to 4 stars, maybe even a 5-star Michelin.
This is
Yeah,
what we're talking
yeah,
about
I
here.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
sir,
That's
I
why
it's
do.
it's fascinating. I
it's
don't get
closed
a guy
off.
like this to come up here every day in my life. And I'm a man that spent, I'm not even going to lie to you guys who's watching in the chat room, my brother up here, Havoc, you, Jefferson. I have spent countless of thousands of dollars in 4-star restaurants. I mean, where the chef is cooking his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to the, by the way, let me get back to, I was telling you, the chat room is lit because of you. Thank you so much, bro.
You're welcome.
Tell the people in the chat room, Jeff.
I will say that society is closed off for a reason. I think like in any industry or any society,
Yeah.
when you get to the higher levels of it,
Yeah, the elite.
people just start talking the language that's just really hard to understand.
Yes, I understand that. I'm not in that world. I'm not going to pretend I'm in that world.
Yeah.
But I used to be a former fat man, and fat guys know this. When the food is good and certain cuisines with a professional clientele, you just eat what you like.
I hear you.
I mean, bro, there's a chicken I'm thinking of. It's you guys call it a specialized name, but the way you pros cook Cornish hens, man. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, the game hen.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the people about that, bro.
I mean, bro, let me tell you something, Mace. It's interesting you bring up Cornish game hen because on Thanksgiving, which I do not celebrate because it's a fucked up holiday.
We don't have to get into it. I don't
But-
celebrate either.
But, I do like to cook, just in general, and that is just a day I choose to cook a little bit more, I will say. So I don't really eat turkey because I don't love turkey. But what I will do is I'll cook a Cornish game hen on a Thanksgiving.
There you go.
And bro, I mean it's the preparation ain't crazy. I mean, maybe when I do it, it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy. I think I'm just trying to get the best results. But for me, you just take your seasoning, which for me is very simple. I don't try to go. It's just salt and pepper, basically, because it tastes great. It's a great tasting bird, so you don't need to fuss it up too much, right?
Oh God, yes.
So I just like to do the salt and pepper. Cut the lemon
Oh God.
in half. You put the lemon in. You put the butter in. You cook it very slowly so it stays moist.
It's about 250, 200.
So it stays moist, and then you put, which a lot of people do. Not a lot of people. No one does this, but you take some of the butter, or you make a compound butter. You put it underneath the skin, and then you broil it, and you get the skin crispy. Then you're in business.
God. You know what? I'm gonna say something to the audience, and I mean this.
Yeah.
And you're gonna love the compliment I'm about to give you. What this man is talking, his expertise, this is better than any sex any man can have. When you're talking food done the right way, it is so romantic, it's ridiculous. This is bringing back some great memories, man. Damn.
Everybody loves food. I mean,
Tell me about your ribs.
so
Here we go.
And I'll say this: when the pandemic hit,
Yes, sir.
I was left with a lot of time in my hands.
Nothing worse, unless you were brilliant.
Yes. And particularly when you're used to working in the kitchen, you're
Yes.
looking for a lot of things to do, but you don't have anything to do.
Yes.
So for me, man, I just started cooking for myself, like cooking what I want to cook. Doing the long-term projects that I've always wanted to do, I didn't really have time to do. And I always really, because I love barbecue. I love Southern food, but I love barbecue more than anything else. I really just wanted to lock down my ribs because I've always worked on them, but I've never really did a deep dive into ribs, like every week, taking notes, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Improving it. So, I started just kind of like doing like a basic recipe, and then I just did a little. I just changed the formula on it Like, maybe like 6 times.
Yes, sir.
And now I've hit the right point. I feel where I like where they're at now.
That's, you know, it's like what you just said about yourself.
Yeah.
That's like you're playing in the major leagues, and you hit a game-winning grand slam home run. I'm right about that.
It's
when you hit
interesting.
the point.
And the best part is usually when you hit that home run, no one's around.
There you go.
It's just you. And you like, I've done it.
Do you write your stuff down, or you just
Yeah.
you do? You know what you should do? Seriously?
I write the good stuff down.
You know what you should do?
What's up?
Because people, like you said, food connects everyone.
Sure.
Write a cookbook, bro.
I got the recipes for it.
There you go.
I mean, I used to
Women will
work.
buy that.
I used to work.
Single men like me will buy it.
I used to work as a recipe developer, so I used
Nice.
to write. I used to write recipes, but
Wow.
I mean, I think that's definitely an element on my channel.
Yes,
No
sir.
passes given. That, you know, I think is going to be able to differentiate me
Yeah,
from.
definitely,
I think
definitely.
a lot of the community is, you know, if I can do kind of like more of like a very mindful look at cooking, like just how I do it, how I kind of do it in the kitchen, right? And I don't necessarily want to try to become like anything crazy. It's more like just like a very thoughtful look at someone cooking. And then when I cook, it's just for me and my wife. Just a thoughtful look at me cooking. And maybe I'll do a voiceover over it, because obviously you can't cook without the overhead fans going on.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just do something like that, or I'll open up to my subscribers and we'll have a day. You just ask me any question about cooking, and I'll tell you what you want to know, or I'll give you as good advice as I can, something like that.
You know, by the way, Mr. Miami
Got a
says
real
cooking with
question,
havoc.
Mace, after you're done, sir.
Oh yeah,
Real
man.
question.
Yeah, go
for
What's
it.
up
Go.
first?
Go ahead, Jefferson.
No. I don't want to take the floor from you. 'cause this is a
Jefferson,
good
go
interview.
ahead, bro.
Okay. If you're doing indoors,
Sure.
right? You using the oven, sir?
I am using oven.
Okay. Just a suggestion. If you're using pork ribs, right?
Yeah.
Now it depends. Some people rip that little skin off.
Mhm.
I don't really waste time because it ain't as thick as beef skin. If you're doing
Sure.
beef ribs, I like this skin because I got teeth. But
Sure.
that's just my personal preference.
I
But,
will say.
Use fruit juices to help marinate. That actually really does help with the pork. If you like an orange juice and then put something like a pomegranate juice or a little bit of Welch's juice in there, grape juice.
Sure.
It adds that and it helps break it down, and you don't. And then when you're ready, you can season it like you like to. If you use a dry rub or wet rub, if you use a wet rub, just go ahead and put it in the oven for a little bit, let it heat up, dry out a little bit, then put your wet rub on. But you know what I'm talking about. Or if you do a dry rub, I would just say pat it down with a little bit of paper towel on both sides. But don't keep it. Leave a little bit of moisture, and then throw your dry rub and just let it sit in room temperature for about an hour and a half. And then put it in the oven. And I know you got like a tray or something underneath there, so you got the drip of the fat. I would suggest put some water in that tray. So when the fat gets in there, it doesn't like scald your pans or nothing. It helps with the cleaning. And it also adds moisture, so it keeps the meat moist and the seasoning can sweat into your meat. That works for both beef, chicken, turkey, whatever you want to use. It even works for fish, especially with fish, because you know you can dry out fish real quick.
Did you ever
that's the only
think
tip I
havoc?
got, sir. And thank you very much for your time. Go ahead.
No,
I
Jefferson,
appreciate you
stay
telling
right
me
here,
that.
bro. Don't leave. Havoc, do you ever think you come up on my site and instead of talking about to us Dolphin fans what is going to be the main event, and by this time tomorrow, in 24 hours from now, the game will be over. But the point is, we're talking your expertise on being a professional chef and food. Did you ever think that when you came up here today?
Sort of. I mean,
really? You
yeah, why
talk
not?
about food.
I mean, I think to a certain extent.
Without food.
I think to a certain extent, you should talk about what you know. You talk about what you know, right?
You're right. That's what I do with guys. Whoever comes up here, I talk to them about their lives.
Yeah, I mean,
because there's more to us than this sports. There's more than me than this sports. What's up, Quinte? Good afternoon, buddy. There's more than me than this sports.
What's going on?
Great, man. Great. We'll get the panel started in a few. I'm just fascinated.
It's going. Hey, Heavy, you're making me too hungry, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's bringing me back some great memories, man. Back in the day, when my fat ass used to go to these nice restaurants in Midtown Manhattan, or at the View up in the 98th floor of the Marriott Marquis on 48th Street, man.
Sure.
When they used to make that quail, bro. Oh my God.
I love quail.
Barbecue quail. Oh my God.
You ever had partridge?
No.
Woo. Have you some partridge?
Good,
oh man, I'm telling you, bro.
Wow,
but your guy Jefferson was saying, man, he was saying a lot of facts. When I do ribs, I choose to I just do the dry rub, and particularly he had the question about the skin on the back of the ribs.
Yeah.
Now, when you're in a restaurant, you take that off.
I do take it off all the time myself.
Now, when I'm at home, it depends how fancy I'm feeling.
Okay.
Usually, I'll leave it on because I don't really care.
Do you spoil your wife with your expertise?
I mean, I cook every day, and I cook what I want. So, like, I buy the groceries.
Oh,
so,
good man.
I guess so, right? I mean, who wouldn't want a chef cooking for them every day?
Mr. Miami, want to ask you, how is your catfish?
Bro, catfish is one of my favorite things to make, and I think for a lot of people, they think it tastes muddy or it has a dingy flavor because it's a bottom feeder type fish. But for me, it's like anything else. It's all about how you prepare it. Nice. And if you can get a good base, like a good dredge seasoning on it, then it's great. I love catfish, particularly with a nice lemon. Then it's amazing. But I prefer to do mine Southern style.
There's farm fed, and then the catfish caught fresh. Now with catfish caught fresh, just put a half a cup of salt, depending on your pieces. If it's out the river or out the lake, kind of.
They starving us.
Put your fillets in there and let it sit. Let it sit for like 2 hours in the refrigerator. And that gaminess, that muddiness, that it ain't really the meat. It's still got catfish blood. You gotta leach out the catfish blood, and you will love catfish. Boom, you done. That's the trick with wild caught catfish. Now, if it's farm fed, you perfectly fine. You ain't gonna have it. But if you get fresh caught, river or pond catfish, half a cup of salt, water, put it in the fridge, stir it up. Stir it. Move the fillets every 30 minutes.
Sure.
Once that blood gets out, you perfectly fine with catfish. Fry it, butter it, and sear it in a pan, whichever way you want. That catfish will be great.
I think 9 times out of 10 when people eat catfish, it usually is.
It's Mama Mace calling.
It's a farm raised catfish, but where I'm from, particularly down in Florida, a lot of times they'll just let the catfish sit in the buttermilk for a minute, and then you have your nice little light dredge, and you fry it up, and with a little bit of lemon, you're ready to go.
Wow. It's funny, and Jefferson knows. And Jefferson knows this. He's been here longer than anybody else up here, of the guys who are here today. Jefferson, isn't it fascinating that when I'm going to put you with me, when we come across some of these guys, you don't know what they're going to say about themselves, and about 95% of these guys fascinate us with what they do with their career and their lives, bro.
Mace,
how Jefferson?
It's true. It's very true what you say, but I'm an Army brat. And so I met so many damn people, and so many expected. As long as they ain't calling me out my name and they want to kick my ass, I'll talk with them.
Yeah, man. You know me, I love my
because-
trucking buddies, boy. They're not here yet. They'll be here tonight. I love my trucking boys on the road. Always support the truckers. You know that. Quinte, you a trucker?
100%.
Nah, I couldn't do that, man. That's not for me.
Okay.
But
Nah, man.
What I love about it, real quick, let me finish some points so I can let my gentleman take over. Mace, you don't give nobody problems. It's an open, nice, respectful place. Grown men can actually talk to you like grown men.
Yes.
And you know what? I thank you for allowing me to be one.
Of course.
And you know, I'll help you. I'll help you wherever I can. Be a decent panel person, and it's just I appreciate it too.
You know I love you, bro.
Whoever's next, take the floor.
Quinte, go ahead, bro. Then we'll get back to Havoc.
Now I work in distribution.
That's okay, bro. Hey, dude. I mean, I'm no snob here, bro. I'm the type of guy, right? I usually ask guys about sports first. Yeah. But with me, see, Havoc I knew from another platform. Jefferson I knew from the Manosphere. You I knew from the other platform with Havoc. My point is that with you guys come up here, you just be yourselves, bro. But I ain't gonna let that shit get out of hand.
That's what's up, bro. It's much appreciated. And it's not, as someone that just started the platform, it's not as easy as it looks.
No, it's not.
Especially in the beginning, when you just out in the wilderness by yourself, thinking you got something to say, but no one's around.
I did the first hour alone, and then BOYZ came up, and then when I came back, you was here. I said, okay. I said, yeah, you guys can rock it, man. Well, I went in the kitchen, ate me a chocolate chip cookie. You guys were talking, kicking it, and now you guys have exchanged subscribes. That's beautiful. That's one of the beautiful things about doing this is networking.
100%. You know, also, I think in a time where I think we're more isolated from each other, more than probably any time ever. I think people are starting to understand how important community is. For example, you know, I think a lot of people, they take a lot of stake into, particularly in this you know, the situation that we're in right now kind of highlights it. I think a lot of people don't really value how important community is and your upbringing. Now, if you grew up, fortunately, with a silver spoon, then your community is your parents, your family, your butler, your nanny, whoever, right? But if you don't grow up that way, you grow up the way the majority of people grow up, outside of your family, your immediate community is really who raises you. So when this pandemic hits and we're all so much more isolated than we're used to, people are looking more for community. And I think what you offer people the ability to is for us to commune with each other and just talk with each other and freely without judgment.
I think the one compliment, and sometimes it makes me cry when I do this. Guys tell me this, and coming from black men, it means a lot because you know we watch our guard a lot as men, as brothers. When they tell me that how down to earth I am, I have guys who are much bigger than me that don't even come in here, but they watch me from afar, and they tell people, hey, if you want to hear about sports, go to Mace. And I'm like, really? And guys all over the place are complimenting me, not only the way I do my business, the way I handle my business, but the way I treat my guests and you guys. And like I said before, Jefferson knows this. You guys, to me, Quinte knows this because he's been up here a couple of times. You guys are family to me. I'm going to treat you like it. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, I don't give a bleep about you. And I keep it moving. Like I said, I did the first hour by myself. I just picked up things to talk about and ran with it. You know, that's how I am.
I hear you, bro.
I just want to say to you that you continue what you're doing.
I'll try.
And I'm proud of you. And
appreciate it.
I am so honored, and I'm glad that I wanted you to be my partner when I wanted to do this from the beginning. And I'm glad that it didn't work out, not because of anything negative, because of something very positive, that you're moving up in the world. And congratulations, young man. I'm proud of you.
It's much appreciated, Mace. You know, I think, inspiration lives everywhere, and much as how, you're inspired to start your own thing.
Yes.
When people give you positive affirmation, or say, I like your perspective on this. I like the way you talked about this. I like the way you handle this situation. Whatever it is, it only just lets you know that there are people behind you. And if you tap into it, they will make themselves known.
Facts.
So, kind of like, you're creeping up on 300 subscribers right now. I'm doing what I've been doing for about a week and a half now. We're almost at 100 subscribers. So,
and you get that cooking in there, baby, you'll have 1,000 by the end of
business. By the end of business.
Yes, bro, I'm serious, bro.
You might be right. You might be right, Mace.
One, Jefferson, my man, and of course Quinte Riddle, Mr. Miami, Sowers HQ, everybody in the chat room. This has been awesome, bro. All right, let's get to serious business now. Sure. This is why you three are up here. This is why guys are in the chat room, because we all support the same team. 24 hours from now, the game will be over. We all don't know what's going to happen. But I'm going to go around to each guy. And Mr. Miami, you put in the chat room, okay? How many touchdowns do Tua throw tomorrow? I got a number. I'm going to let you guys go first. Start with Havoc.
I mean, I think you could sign me up for 2.
Okay. Quinte?
I'll say 1.
Wow. Jefferson?
I was sitting on 2. That was my instant answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
He could throw. What I'm thinking is he can throw 2, and someone might break it and make it a touchdown, possible.
Although if he throws 1,
21 points, Miami is gonna get.
I think if he throws 1 and 0 interceptions, I'm fine with that though.
I'm gonna go 3 touchdowns.
Gonna throw 1 interception.
I'm gonna go 3 touchdowns. This is not.
Receiver hands.
I'm going to go 3 touchdowns, and I'm not being a homer. I just get the feeling that the players are going to play hard for him tomorrow on offense. I think the key to this game is 2 things. One, Aaron Donald putting pressure on the boy. But this is, to me, the main thing about tomorrow's game, fellas. The defense have to show up for Miami.
I agree. I mean, clearly, the game plan isn't what Cincinnati is doing right now, right? Which is throw Joe Burrow to the Wolves and hope for the best. Because so far this season, no quarterback has been hit as many times as Joe Burrow has. And he's playing well, but he's paying for it too. And I don't think the Dolphins want to necessarily put Tua in that situation where they're leaning on him to, basically do it all. So, they'll have a tight game plan, and kind of like the way I think when the Dolphins are most successful on offense was when they limited Fitzpatrick to that 25 to 30 pass attempts a game. I look for them to stay in that range with Tua as well, and really, rely on the defense, like you said, but also lean on that run game to take some pressure off him in his first appearance. Not his first appearance, but his first start, I should say.
Quinte?
I think just what happened.
They got much of a run game.
Oh,
Jefferson, I'll get to you next. Quinte?
I think it's true what Havoc said. I think it's going to be if he goes from throws the ball 25 times and he completed 20 passes, I'm happy. If he throws for 300 yards, 180 yards, and no interceptions, I'm happy. I don't care if we lose the game. I just want to see improvement and better decision making. When you see the open receiver, throw it to the open receiver. Don't force passes in tight windows all the time. When you see
I get the feeling that the Rams will try to mix up the scheme, but I also get the feeling because the players played so well on offense under Fitzpatrick, I think you're going to find an unsung hero on the Dolphins receiving corps tomorrow.
It's going to be Jakeem Grant.
I don't think so.
I think so. Trust me.
Jakeem Grant?
I have a feeling.
Okay.
because that's the receiver you can hit on slant routes, quick outs, and he can take it to the house every time.
Yeah, I get the feeling the Rams are going to overdo it, and like Quinte just said, maybe Hakeem Grant is going to be the hero tomorrow. But I get the feeling Miami. I think this is good. I don't mean to use this term, but I'll say it anyway in respect to our veterans. I think this is going to be a war. This is going to be a war tomorrow in Miami. I think the Rams are coming in here thinking they're going to punk us. And I think the Rams are going to be very surprised that this Dolphin team is going to defend their turf, win or lose.
I'm going to say this, Bates. I feel as though it's like this. They won last week. They're going to look past us. And this is a trap game for them. They might play down to our level, or they just might play terrible. That's the way I look at it. I think they're looking past
I respect everybody's opinion. You know, I respect your opinion, Quinte. So you think that the Rams are going to... Yeah, go ahead. So you think the Rams are going to look past us?
Yeah, have a feeling. And we're going to beat them.
What about you, Jeff?
The Rams
it's all yours, bro. Go ahead.
The Rams are going to come to play. I totally agree with Mace. It is going to be a battle. Okay? The reason is the Rams still want to make the playoffs. Nothing secure in this season. Nothing secure. You can get a key player, get tested positive for COVID, and they out. You got to change your whole damn thing. I mean, honestly, I think, and it took me a moment to like rewatch the game, and I remember I always fussed about Tua only had 2 plays basically when he came in.
Yeah, because they gave up the 4th down. The Dolphins gave up the 4th down to Flacco. That's why.
Yes, sir. And I rewatched that part, and I was like, damn, how did I miss that? But they cut in the game, and I was cooking, so I missed it. But I'm watching it, and I'm like, it ain't. Literally the whole side did light up, and I'm like, wow. I didn't even pay attention. I just saw, they made attention to Fitzpatrick because he was doing his little thing. I'm like, you know what? With 2 weeks, and it ain't like he ain't been playing with the practice squad or nothing. It ain't like he don't know the plays. He might got players, but with the 2 weeks, I think we might be surprised. And the team in those 2 weeks would learn something about him.
I can tell you what it is right now. Just by observing. I'm no Tua fan. I could tell you what it's going to be right off the bat. And I owe TD an apology. He's similar to Russell Wilson, where he's very inspirational. Like when the team is down, he's going to be the type of guy that's going to go to the offense lineman, tell him, don't worry about it, it's okay. Receivers, I'll get you open, don't worry about it. He's a very inspirational young man. And he's going to win that locker room over as time goes on, if he can stay healthy.
I think he has. He hasn't played. I mean, he's still in the locker room. They still watch him on the field. And Miami has actually built a team. For the first year, I can actually say in a rebuild that's been taking how long? 10 years plus? They actually got a solid team. And these are people that play for a team.
I bought everything you just said.
They're not hot dollar. They're not the reason you show up to watch the game. But it's a solid team. And the defense is just a moment away from just being good enough.
I agree.
Yeah. My Bluetooth's going to die to get back on with my other one. But y'all keep up the conversation.
Yeah, stick around, bro.
And I will, but I got to get this Bluetooth charged.
Hey, go ahead, bro. I love you.
And I'll switch to the other one if I can. I'll be back if I can. All right.
Jefferson, I love you, bro. Havoc, go ahead. Comment on that. What he just said. He said this is the first time the Dolphins are a team in a long time. I agree with that. Go ahead.
I mean, clearly this is the first time, in my opinion, that the team decided to rebuild from scratch.
Yeah.
Which, if you saw the Miami Dolphins play in the year 2019, that's what a franchise starting from scratch looks like. When you talk about being 30th to 32nd in the league in every single defensive category, when you talk about being 25th to 32nd in basically every offensive category.
Now they're in the top 11. Stop rushing.
And let's talk about how did they get there. Number one, I think it starts with Chris Greer hiring Brian Flores, having faith that he can be the man to lead this team as a head coach. I think it starts with organizational consistency, particularly between the GM and the head coach working with each other, not working against each other or working in spite of each other, which has happened many times. I think it starts with them starting this rebuild from top to bottom, not doing what the Dolphins usually do, where they pick up veterans here or there and they try to piece it together and make it work with dudes whose better seasons have been in the past. And we're starting to see that pop its head right now with one Jordan Howard. They've chosen to go a different way. They prioritize getting assets in the draft. They prioritize younger players. When they decided on who they wanted to pay, they went for the best cornerback on the market in Kyle Van Noy, who's a proven leader. So for me, I think they've hit the rebuild on the head. Personally, it's just they shouldn't be at this place right now at this point in their rebuild. They should be, probably 2 or 4, or maybe even 1-5. But right now they're playing 500 ball. So right now we are in a different section of the rebuild where we know we have something solid. We're not wondering if we have something solid. We know we have something solid. But how high can we go? That's the real question. And you only answer that question when you play against the best teams in the league. So far, we play the good teams. We're 0-3. And that's just the fact of the matter. So we're not there yet. But if we can continue to make that progress and get there, I like the positioning that we've put ourselves in.
Quinte, I'm going to let you answer this right now. And then after that, I got a question for you. I'm going to let you go first and then Havoc. Go ahead.
I like the direction of the team because we haven't built the team since Jimmy Johnson necessarily. I feel that's the last time we built the team. We built the defense, and I like the way the defense is going. I like the strides it's making. It's not one guy, who's the superstar. It's everybody. It's a whole team effort, and I see the communication out there. The guys make a mistake, they're being held accountable for the mistakes they make. That you see, one week they made this mistake, the next week they don't make the mistake anymore. That's what I like to see. And teams pass, we make one mistake, we're losing the game. You know what I'm talking about. Heavy.
You ain't too far off.
You make one mistake, the game is over.
All right, let me ask you this question, then Havoc can go after this one. I mean, he's going to answer it after you. If they are 8-5 going into the Chief game, which is a possibility.
Hey, man, why are you asking me this question? I can't wait for that game.
All right, but here's the question I'm going to ask you. Will there be 65,000 in Dolphin Stadium to see Tua versus Mahomes?
No, because right now you can have that, and Stephen Ross won't let it happen.
Right.
But for the game tomorrow, and that's money he's leaving on the table. I'm just being honest with you. It's not going to happen.
Okay. You agree with that, Havoc?
Oh, I understand. Agree. I think just because the state of Florida says you can have the stadium wide open doesn't mean that Stephen Ross thinks that's a good idea. I mean, probably if you talk to any leading scientist on this issue, they would tell you it's probably not a good idea right now. So
yeah, Philly let a lot of people in 2 weeks ago when they were home. I just shook my head. Quinte, let me ask you a question. How is there electricity down there waiting for tomorrow?
Yeah, everybody can't wait for 2
It's electric. Yeah, that's what I
Everybody
figured.
can't wait for
We
2
had a
o'clock.
guy up here a little while ago, and I was telling him that because Havoc likes the big city life.
Yeah.
And I tried to explain to him that Miami, when things are clicking, the Heat's played well. They told me it was like electric for the finals down there. When the Dolphins and the Hurricane football is good, that city is as electric as any city you will have in the planet.
Well, if you're from here, it's the Tri-County area. It's not the city. It's the Tri-County. Havoc knows what I'm talking. It's the It's
man.
like you got 3 counties.
Yeah,
Those 3 counties are going to be electric because
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
those teams are playing well, especially if the football teams are playing well.
Yeah, go ahead, Havoc.
I mean, yeah, Miami-Dade, Broward, West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
When things are going well, I mean, people can't wait to tell you what's going on. But I have to be honest with you, in my experience, even when the Dolphins aren't good, people still ride with the Dolphins more than any other team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a fact of the matter. They've been around the longest. They got more fans than the other teams do. Like, sometimes, like, you only really get a buzz about the Marlins when they're in the World Series. Other than that, it's a little quiet in South Florida for them. The Heat, they're getting to like where the Dolphins are right now.
Yeah, because they're more consistent right now.
Super consistent.
Yeah.
Like, they're never out there just putting garbage out there.
Yes, they're always trying. That's what I respect about them.
Yeah, they're always trying to win. But in general, I mean, I think we have good fans. It's just,
But you gotta admit, it's a lot of fair weather fans now.
we got a lot of fair weather fans, and we also got a lot of things to do down there.
Jesus Christ, we have a lot of bandwagon fans down there.
Well, look how many people in South Florida are from New York.
Yeah.
A lot.
I mean, what do you want? Like, there's a reason why when the Yankees play the Marlins, there are more Yankees
When
fans in the
things
stands.
get better, Havoc, when things get better, hopefully a year from now, I'm going to take you to the Dolphins bar here in the city, and every person in that bar are from South Florida. No lie.
That's what's up. I need to find somewhere like that.
No, I got it for you. I got it.
I appreciate
Seriously, I got it. I'll take you there, bro.
it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem, bro. Introduce you to some people. They have the Dolphin Meadowland takeover for like 5,000 fans. They take the bus from the bar.
Okay.
They rent like 10 buses and they go to the Meadowlands. They have a tailgate, and it's all Dolphin fans, bro.
I haven't come across the Dolphins bar yet.
I'll take you this one next year if things are better. Seriously, I'll take it. It's on 34th and 3rd. I'll take you. I'll be there.
appreciate it.
Bring your wife, because I think she would like it. And you will have a great time. I wish you was the chef, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you, Sal's. I love you. Mr. Miami, I love you, man. The food's okay. I haven't ate there in years, but the food's okay. The only thing I don't like about it is
yeah.
I like to see the other games after the Dolphin game is over and the bartender and the owner of the bar kicks everybody out. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Okay.
That's why I don't go. But if you're a Miami Dolphin fan, this place is for you if you live in New York City. It's on 33rd and 3rd at the corner. I'll forget the name for you, but I know exactly where it is.
33rd and 3rd. Is it
Is
by Madison Square Garden?
34th and 3rd. East side.
On the east side. Okay.
Yeah, Murray Hill section. Yes, sir.
Okay, because Madison Square Garden's on the west side.
Yeah,
so.
that's on 8th. Trust
Right.
me, I know what that atrocity is.
I know you do, bro. It's
Hey, you
Man.
live here. You don't really care. But I gotta ask you this, Quinte. I'm gonna give it right back to you, buddy, in a second. I think the Giants, in my opinion, are more an embarrassment for the Knicks in this town. I really do. I think the Giants are totally. Did you see the quarterback run? He had an 80-yard touchdown run. He stumbled at the 12-yard line the other night in Philly.
That's pretty embarrassing. I think the only thing I can say in regarding to who's more embarrassed than the Giants or the Knicks, the Giants have won 2 Super Bowls recently.
Yeah. You can't really say that.
The Knicks,
but you know what?
The Knicks have been trashed since Y2K.
Yes, and you know what? To be honest with you about the Giants, when you look closer, other than the 2 Patriots Super Bowls and 2008, they've been a no-show in the playoffs, man. I mean, they don't even make the playoffs, bro.
Bro, I mean,
they're in the black and blue division, man.
They're the joke division now.
I mean, look at the Knicks, man. I mean, look who they've been drafting these past few years: Ronaldo, Bachman, Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, and all the while the Miami Heat are drafting mid-lottery every single year. And who do they draft? Bam Adebayo.
There you go.
Tyler Herro.
Like right there. That's the guy I like for the Heat.
Like, I mean, it's not like when you and it's like this. When your owner is a joke, it's not really a surprise that the rest of the franchise follows suit.
Mr. Miami, the Giants or the Kings of New York. No, they're the joke of New York. Let me say this about Jimmy Dolan. I think people don't understand and give him a bad rap. Jimmy owns both teams, and he is a Rangers fan than a Knicks fan. And here's your problem with the New York Knicks, folks. And he can verify this. People still go to the goddamn games.
No matter what.
It's standing room. So what the hell you expect Jimmy to think? Oh, you fools gonna keep giving me rich money to watch this shit? No, go ahead, go watch it. Go ahead. I don't care. You pay me, folks. Tickets at courtside at MSG.
I don't even want to know.
Are like $17,000 a pop. A pop.
You only see the Wall Street dudes in them seats.
There you go. A bunch of effing bums. Yes, they are. They are effing bums.
I'm not saying you're wrong, Mace.
Good afternoon, my friend. They are bums, bro. At least the Knicks are trying. And let me give this for the Knicks fan. And
are they trying?
They should have had Zion. Let's not kid ourselves. We know the NBA fixed so LA.
I think when the New York Knicks came out and said we don't think Kevin Durant is worth a max contract, you know the organization's a joke.
Let me ask you a question. How long you been up here?
If I were to add it all up, probably like 13 years.
All right. You was here when the first time when LeBron was making the decision. Remember all those...
I was in Florida when LeBron made the decision.
Okay. Well, up here, the Knicks fan had such arrogance that they all bought LeBron jerseys. And I'm talking about the professional ones that cost $200 a pop. And they were dancing around saying, we're going to get LeBron. And when they made that decision, when he made that decision, I was laughing my ass off at the Knicks fan, bro. Knicks hate them in this town, bro. Knicks fans, bro. Knicks fans, I hate to say this, they deserve the shit they get, and they don't deserve it. The reason why they deserve it, they're stupid enough to give Jimmy Dolan season ticket money with pride, and they don't deserve it because how much can you be the downtrodden?
Yeah, I mean, I feel sympathy for the fans.
I don't because
the fans are diehard. Money. The fans are diehard, and the thing is, it's not really the fans that are keeping the franchise afloat. It's the Wall Street money and the financiers that are keeping that the hedge funds are keeping this. It's the valuation of the Madison Square Garden that's keeping this franchise running.
Oh, when that hockey team hit rock bottom in 2017, what did Jimmy Dolan do? He sent out I'm sorry letters to every season ticket holder, and we're going to fix this and give the Rangers credit. They are fixing it. That said, when it comes to the Knicks, folks, the fans, they show up. What do you expect the man to do?
No matter what. No matter what, they show up. No matter what. And that's the heart of the problem for me is at a certain point, if the attendance is still high, he's going to keep doing what he's been doing.
Exactly.
So at a certain point, as a fan, like Miami fans, they'll show up. They will not show up if you are playing bad.
Exactly.
That is one thing about Miami fans. If you're playing bad, they ain't showing up.
They don't want to know you.
And everyone loves the Heat, but when the Heat, during the Michael Beasley years, weren't doing so hot, you can get tickets to a Heat game pretty easily.
Very easy. I know that, yeah.
The Marlins have never been a hard ticket to get.
No, very easy and very affordable.
Very affordable. Even I remember back in the day when they were playing at
Sun Life.
Even before that when they were calling it Joe Robbie.
Hey man,
Went from Joe Robbie to Pro Player Stadium.
Quinte, what'd you say, buddy?
No, Havoc is me. I'm a year apart from Havoc. I remember
Yeah.
they used to get those tickets away from us for free at school. When you make
100%, bro. They was giving out they were giving Marlins tickets to the whole class.
You remember that, right?
Bro, you remember the circle thing that they gave you when you did good in school? And it was like, oh man, you get a free medium pizza at Pizza Hut.
Yep.
Oh,
wow,
man. Get free Marlins
I
tickets.
wish I was living down there when that
tickets.
was going on. I'd be
Hell,
there every night.
Yeah,
Man.
and they give you the little batting helmet with the ice cream in it too.
Oh
Yep.
Jesus!
Because you're on
speaking
honor
of that,
roll.
Quinte, I'm gonna let you do it right now. Then I'm gonna go back to Havoc about food again. Go ahead. Anything you want to talk about? Go ahead, Quinte. It's all yours.
Nah, I like hearing somebody from Florida talk about Florida. That's all.
Yeah, this is your guy's home.
It's a weird place, bro.
Let me
No,
ask you
because
this.
I'm gonna say it's a weird place because half the people who live here are not even from here.
That's probably why.
That's the problem.
Just like New York is the same way, bro. Especially if you live in the upper east and west sides. They're not from here. Or in Soho, they're not from here.
Oh, okay. Because all the people who do all the weird stuff who get caught on television, they're not even from Florida. They just
I don't know, bro.
No, some
I think
of them are not from Florida now, man.
yeah, a lot of that weirdness is homegrown.
Not all of it, man.
Shaq Lawson,
I don't know because
Agba,
I
two
guess I'm
two
not
sacks
from
on Sunday.
that
I
part
can
of
see
the
that.
weirdness, man. So I don't know.
I get the feeling the
I hear you,
Dolphins. I get the feeling, Mr. Miami. Come listen to my two brothers up here in the chat room, the great Havoc and the magnificent Quinte Riddell. I think the Dolphin defense will show up tomorrow. I do.
Yeah.
Lions says Andrew Wiggins turned me off for Canadian players. RJ Barrett, I'm not seeing it yet. Nash was that dude. Nash, by the way, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. I had a guy up here the other night thinking that Brooklyn's going to win the East outright. I will talk about that when it's
I
near
don't
time
think
for the
so,
NBA
man. I
season.
don't think so.
But Brooklyn's going to be very good, though, if they're healthy.
Where's the defense coming from?
I think in the NBA, you have to score. Yo, get up here, bro. Eric
It's
Black,
true.
get up here.
But
Well,
RJ
and to win in the NBA, you got to do both.
Yeah.
Right? You can win a lot of regular
He's
season
coming
games.
up here right now. Speaking of him, he's coming up here right
But
now
look
in
at
a
the
minute.
Heat. They went to the playoffs off defense and shooting threes.
That's true.
You know what Miami does the best?
That's true.
And there's only 3 teams in the NBA that do this.
They're tougher than everybody they play. number
Miami,
one.
Yeah.
Miami, Portland, and the Spurs. What those 3 teams have in common, and they all do it very well, and I believe in this, culture.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the NBA does it but Miami, who does it the best, San Antonio and Portland. Nobody else does culture better than those 3 teams.
Especially Miami.
Yes, Miami's number 1 in culture. I do buy that. 1,000%. I love the coach. I love the organization. I love ownership in Miami. I do. I love Mickey Ayers and his son. I love the way they run business down there in South Florida. To me, they are the supreme franchise in South Florida. I'm sorry, Dolphin fan.
I agree.
I'm sorry, Dolphin fan. But it's the Miami Heat.
Because even when the team wasn't, competing for championships every year.
They're still competing for playoffs.
Well, one, they were never tanking.
Yeah.
And number 2, they never became a spot players didn't want to play at.
Yes.
I mean, like with the way the organization is, you're only a player or 2 away from being relevant and back again. I mean,
Yes.
bro, we have no business being in the playoffs this year. We were in the NBA Finals this year.
Yes.
The question is, have you guys seen the YouTube series Only in Florida and Only in New York? He said you guys would cry laughing. Miami Heat, 3-time NBA champions. That's true.
Woo.
Hey, Eric Black, get up here. Let's have some Heat Brooklyn Net
I
debate
feel like
up
we're
here,
one
bro.
score away. If we get like a Giannis or somebody
Woo.
else could score,
It's over
points,
if we get Giannis.
It's a wrap.
It's Lakers Heat. You can
I don't
pencil
see
in
the
right
Lakers
now.
in the West. Fellas, I don't see the Lakers in the West. I see my Blazers winning the West this year if they stay
Nah,
healthy.
man.
I do.
Blazers always
Blazers
come up
never
short.
gonna win. I'm sorry.
They always come up short.
Blazers
They
will
gonna
win.
make the
I
playoffs.
guarantee you the Blazers will come out of the West this year if they're healthy.
Nah.
They'll win the West.
They not, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean
We're the
they
deepest team in the West.
they were
The
healthy
only
this year
team
though.
I worry about, and I think you guys are sleeping on them. If I had to pick a team, leaving out my Blazers, I'm taking the Warriors, bro. Healthy.
That time has passed.
I don't know.
well, no, they have the number 1 pick in the draft, right?
They do.
Yeah, they do. Number 2.
Man,
I'll be right back,
to
fellas.
reload.
You guys talk among yourselves. I'll be right back.
Hey, I'll tell you, them Warriors are about to reload because either they'll pick James Wiseman or LaMelo Ball or Anthony, whoever.
I don't know. I haven't
whoever
been
it's gonna
watching
be.
basketball that much to know the players that much.
Yeah, but all I know is, man, they're gonna do something. They're gonna do something smart with that asset.
They need to do, because it's like the team, they're getting older. You gotta understand they're
True.
getting older.
True.
He's not gonna be able to do all that.
If you're in the position that they're in, you got to get younger.
Yeah. They got a younger player. They got a player that can play. No, did they trade him away?
Who?
What's his name? The guy who played for the Lakers, played for another team. He got traded to, what's his name?
Talking about Quinn Cook?
No, the other guy. He can play. He can shoot threes. He can got the handle.
I'm not sure.
He played for the Nets. He got traded from the LA Lakers to the Nets.
Okay.
He balled out for the Nets, and I think he got traded to Minnesota. Got traded to
Wiggins.
Wiggins can play, but he needs to get his head right.
Wiggins needs to play.
He needs to play for the Heat.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He needs to. He's like one of those. I think he's one of those type of dudes that needs structure around him to be at his best.
Yes. He's like Udonis Haslem. Remember when Udonis Haslem was doing this thing? He even said he needed structure to do those things.
True.
Because if he didn't, he said, "Man, I would have been a different person."
But look at Udonis Haslem now. I mean, he's the
coach. He's a glorified coach on the sideline.
Yeah, like he's the poster boy for the organization at this point. Yeah. Like when people say Heat culture, they point at Udonis Haslem.
Yep, it's true.
And I think that's what really sets, in my opinion, separates the Heat, is no matter where they are, they always got Pat Riley and his 2 hands full of rings.
Yep.
Bro, some dudes when you remember that story about Pat Riley dropping the championship rings on the table?
Yeah.
When he tried to sign all 3 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can say about that when you don't have a ring.
It's true.
When a dude drops about a bag full of them on the table in front of you, what's Giannis going to say about that? No, I'm going to go back to Milwaukee. Milwaukee ain't got nothing for you, Giannis.
But to me, if he comes to the Heat, Spoelstra will work with on his jump shot. Because remember, Spoelstra, the one who helped Dwayne Wade develop his jump shot.
Let me tell you, that is going to be a terrifying defense.
Think about it.
Jimmy Butler and Giannis?
Yes.
And Bam?
Bam.
That's a nightmare.
We might get Richardson back this year. Woo! He might come back.
I like Josh Richardson a lot, too.
Yeah.
I like Josh
him
Richardson.
And the bipolar boy. What's his name? Winslow. It's like Winslow, in the playoffs, Winslow played like a different player, but in this regular season, he plays like.
I like Justice Winslow.
It's just something's missing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Because he got things he can do, but it just like he doesn't do them.
You know what? It's almost like Justice Winslow is like a shorter. He's like a shorter budget Lamar Odom. He doesn't do a lot of things amazing, but he can do a lot of things really well.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, he's
a very good defensive player. That's
he's a good ball handler.
Yeah.
As well. It's just he's young, but he's basically almost always injured.
But the crazy thing, the guy's only 23 years old. He's been at least 4 or 5 years.
But he's been injured he's been injured all 4 or 5 of them years though.
Because how he plays too rough. When he plays defense, he dives. He's like Dennis Rodman in a sense. He dives on the floor.
But you gotta have that. You gotta have some level of durability if you're gonna play that. Because it's great when you have it, but if you're only gonna get it for 50 games a season,
that's the problem.
What are you really gonna do with it? You know.
I think if we had him on this team right now, it would have helped out Butler with the defense, so he wouldn't do so much guarding LeBron or.
Well, I think it'd be good if you get another perimeter wing.
Yes. That's why I want Giannis.
Yeah. Like, just another perimeter wing that can handle the other team's best perimeter wing offensive player. Because Jimmy Butler had to guard LeBron and score all them points. And you can see he was tired as a dog. As a dog, he was tired as a dog, bro. Yeah. Like, he couldn't do it anymore. I give him his
props, man. I ain't give him his props at first. I give him his props now.
I love that dude, man.
I give him his props, man.
That dude's amazing, bro.
Yeah, I give him his props, man.
Like, he's like, you don't even have to teach him heat culture. He's already got it.
Yes.
Like, oh, yeah, like, in my opinion, a lot of the places where Jimmy Butler didn't do well, these aren't places that were really what I would call winning organizations.
Yes. And they can't take somebody to tell them the truth. And he can do that with the Heat. Nobody gets mad.
Right. Now, if you go up to Karl Anthony Towns and you go up to and you tell him the truth, and you tell him the truth to his face.
Yeah, he's a big baby.
Karl Anthony Towns, and he's one of the most skilled players in the league. There's no doubt about it.
He's super soft.
But he's been in Minnesota for so long, he thinks winning is acceptable. He thinks losing is acceptable.
Yes.
He thinks it's okay to get numbers and lose.
Yeah, he can be Kevin Love all he wants.
Exactly. Bro, that's it. That's a very good reference right now.
He's
because
Kevin Love, man.
That's who he is right now.
He's gonna go to a good team and not do shit.
Now, are you gonna be Kevin? Now, he is Kevin Love. Now, are you gonna Mitch Richmond your career and just ride it out? Yeah. Hope for the best?
Oh man, how you know about Mitch Richmond, man?
Bro, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. That's how.
Yeah.
But are you just gonna Mitch Richmond your career? Just like give the best, give this franchise all of your good years.
Yes.
And then by the time you get with a good team, you washed. You can't do much.
You go to the Lakers, you wash.
Yep. You can't do anything.
Yep.
That's really at a certain point, he doesn't have what is necessary to lead that team.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a leader mentality. He has a play. He's like Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is not a leader at all.
I don't think so.
He's not.
He's the talent.
He's the
talent.
Think about this. I'm gonna say this. If we had young Haslam, if we had a 25-year-old Haslam playing for the Heat this year, and Dragic didn't get hurt, we would have won this game. You would have won the championship this year. You know that, right?
Bro,
all you need is somebody to think about it. Just think about it. Haslam will play the whole game. He won't give a fuck. He's going to play the whole 45, 48, 50 minutes. He don't care.
That's facts.
He going to take charges. He going to get rebounds. He going to hit his little mid-range ugly shot. Bam. He going to give you 10, 15.
He's not going to let the coach take him out.
Yep. He's always going to be the energy plug you need.
Yeah.
And if Dragic never got hurt, and I feel as though they were playing dirty that first two games. That's why Bam and Dragic got hurt. That's my personal opinion. Because I feel like Dwight Howard just was in the game to hurt people. Because you notice he didn't play no more after that.
He was Dwight Howard came in. He was their Dexter Pittman. You know.
Yeah, he was the enforcer. Yes.
He was their Dexter Pittman. He came in and he did what Dexter Pittman did for this team.
Yep.
Which was you did what to Dwayne Wade? Hey Dexter, do you remember in the playoffs against Indiana when Tyler Hansborough elbowed Dwayne Wade?
Yeah, I remember that.
And I think Udonis Haslem was on the floor when it happened.
Yeah.
And then Spo brought in Dexter Pittman off the bench, and Dexter Pittman clotheslined Tyler Hansborough, and he looked back at the Miami Heat bench and winked.
Yep.
And they're all like, "Don't wink at us, Dexter." Damn it, Dexter.
But he should have played football. He should have never played football. That boy was too big. Think about he was about 6'8", 300 pounds, and he was not fat. He was buff.
He was country strong.
Yeah.
Right. He was like the type of strong you are when you bale hay all day long since you were 5 years old.
Yes. Or what I used to do, my father throw concrete bags off the back of a truck.
There it goes.
In the hot summer and hot Florida heat.
Or you out here like Jerry Rice catching bricks all day, you know? That's what Dexter Pittman was. They were probably like, Spell was probably like, hey, Dexter, man, I need you to come in and, make sure Tyler Hansborough feels your presence. He was like, okay.
That's all he said. Okay.
Hit him with the Ultimate Warrior clothesline.
Yep.
Not even attempting to play basketball.
Yep.
And then just looked back and winked. And I'm just like, well, what is this guy doing? Bro, what are you doing, man?
Oh, man.
We always question the All-Stars leadership when playing behind LeBron. I agree with that. Wiggins would have been a six-man. Hey, Lion plays a cello. Are you from Canada? For 1 yes, 2 no. I know you guys are enjoying talking about the. Yeah. When you free my brother up here, when you free Eric Black, come up and you guys could talk Brooklyn versus Miami.
Brooklyn don't have no team, man. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry, I just don't see it working.
When you got Kevin Durant, you always got a chance.
Kevin Durant is not an alpha male. He's a beta male that can play basketball.
I think he's going to prove to all of you he is an alpha male.
Opinion.
Yeah, but he's the greatest.
He can play really well.
But he's the greatest offensive weapon. He's the greatest offensive beta ever.
But he is. That's what he is. He's not going to will the team to be the best.
Well, I'll say this much. Jimmy Butler has the mentality that, like, everybody on the floor is like +5. Whatever they really are, right?
Yes.
That's not who Kevin Durant is, but he's really good.
He had the better team in OKC, and they couldn't win the championship.
Well,
that was a young team, though.
Also, what we've seen is Russell Westbrook really the guy that you can lean on to be your number 2?
I'm gonna say Russell Westbrook.
He's a dog. I love Russell Westbrook.
He never finished working on the game.
I love Russell Westbrook.
His first couple of years, he had the mid-range game. He stopped going to the mid-range and started shooting threes. Stopped worrying about getting triple-doubles and crap like that. That's his problem.
I wish his mid-range game was on point. He could be Dwayne Wade in the league right now.
Yeah, he could be Dwayne Wade. He's Dwayne Wade. Perfect example. But Dwayne Wade learned how to shoot.
Right. Yeah. Russell Westbrook, if you see the way he shoots, like he's got that flick release,
yes, yeah.
Where it looks like he's not even really concerned with the follow through. It's just like, I'm gonna throw this up, almost like a mellow release.
Yeah,
that quick flick of the wrist release. That don't work for you, Russ. I'm sorry, bro.
But he's too short. Melo, what, 6'10"?
Yeah, Melo's a solid 6'7",
6'8".
Yeah, I think he's 6'8".
Okay.
And Melo's not trying to be a power forward anymore either. He leaned up.
You don't have to be in Portland.
Yeah, he leaned up. He's like, I'm a small forward, which is probably accurate.
You don't have to do that no more. He knows now that, and he admitted it, with McCollum and Dame and Collins, Nurkic, he don't need to be the man no more. But they're going to need him in big games.
That's a fact. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where even if Melo was playing at his prime, is he still the difference maker in Portland?
He looked good in that bubble.
I'm gonna say this.
Yes, he did.
I think so. Think about if you can have that 2003 draft all over again, it'll be LeBron number 1,
Wade 2,
yep, and Melo 3, and Bosh 4.
Oh, by the way,
let me ask you: Is it Melo 3, Bosh 4, or is it Bosh 3, Melo 4?
Definitely Melo.
I'm gonna say this to you.
Okay.
Bosh, his play decreased for the Heat because LeBron was on the court.
Right.
Think about that, because
they made him play center though. He ain't no damn center.
He ain't a center. He's a power forward, small forward.
Barely.
Yeah. But he's a try harder on defense. He's not the best defensive. He's a try harder.
Yeah.
He's gonna try hard. He's gonna stay in front of you.
He gonna give you energy.
Yes, that's what I like. I don't like guys who like Tyler Hero. He tries sometimes, but oh my god, it's terrible.
You don't like Tyler Hero?
I like Tyler Hero, but his defense, oh my
his
god.
defense is trash.
Funny.
So Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
The night the Heat clinched to go to the finals, I had a crowd in here. It was crazy. And I was killing Jimmy Butler that night. Hold on, fellas. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Mr. Miami was in here this night. I was killing Butler that night, and I picked the Heat to win in 6, the finals. And the reason why I picked the Heat was, I was serious about this. I said, who on the Lakers are going to cover the 2 white guys? And so many, I took so much flack from the LeBron followers. I mean, it was the Jimmy Butler. I didn't know Jimmy had that many guys that loved
Jimmy, bro.
I was killing Butler after the game. I said, yo, the reason why the Heat's going to win this title is because of Bam and because of the 2 white guys. And the Miami Heat fan didn't care. They were like, yeah, Mace, preach it, man, preach it.
Well, what happened? They hurt one of our white guys on purpose, man.
Yeah, the Lakers and the Laker fan and the LeBron fan wanted to come through the monitor and kill me.
Well,
that's all. If we had a healthy Dragic, I think we would have had a better chance.
100%.
And a healthy Bam.
Yeah, a healthy Bam. It's because it's like we was playing shorthanded. That's why he had to do so much. That's why he willed that one game he won by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my opinion. If we had a healthy Dragic, even in the 5th game when the Lakers won, in the first half alone, we were still in the game, but just like they just ran out of gas. So you didn't have enough energy.
They ran out of gas. That's 100% true.
I agree with that.
They just couldn't. It was like when you had the type of team where your culture is predicated on maximum effort.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, your all defensive team center gets injured. He's out a couple of games. When he comes back, he's not the same. Yeah. And your leading scorer, by the way, who was Goran Dragic,
yes,
is just can't move basically. Then now I'm watching the games. I'm seeing Solomon Hill on the court. I'm like, oh damn, we ain't got a chance.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Anytime I see Solomon Hill on the floor, I'm like, oh, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's off here. Because this does not look right.
Yeah.
Why is Solomon Hill anywhere close to LeBron James when the clock is running? Yeah. But that's what happened. You run out of gas sometimes. That's what happens, you know? They ran out of gas.
The great Havoc is with me. The outstanding Quinte Riddell is with me. And these guys are talking about their hometown Miami Heat. They can do whatever they want. They want to talk Heat, let them. Go ahead, fellas.
I mean, I'm more or less looking forward to the future. Because right now, it ain't just the fact they got Jimmy. It's the fact they got a whole bunch of good dudes on rookie contracts.
Don't forget about the other guy. What's the other rookie we got?
Duncan?
Not Duncan. The other
Kendrick?
Rookie. Yeah.
Kendrick Bro.
Nunn. That is a slower version of Dwayne Wade.
They are all rookies, bro.
Yeah.
They're all rookies. They gonna be better next season.
And Tyler Hero, he need to work on his body mode because he's the white version of James Howard, but he wants to play defense. That's different.
Yeah.
If he works on his body movement, his
he's
coordination better,
he's like
ball handling, he'd be okay. He'd be good.
He can handle.
Yes, but he didn't work on his ball. His
ball security is trash right now.
Yes.
His ball security is trash.
Right.
But like he's got I would say of anybody on this roster, he has the most potential as a scorer.
No, I think Whatchcall has more potential because he can take it to the rack.
Who, Nunn?
Yeah, he's not afraid. He might get blocked.
Yeah. Nunn's not Nunn's not afraid, but I just think Harrow, he's a smooth scorer, bro.
Yeah.
Like when he gets into his bag where he starts doing the pull-up threes.
Yeah.
Bro, he becomes something totally different.
Yeah, you're right.
Kendrick Nunn is more like a Vinny the Microwave Johnson. Just coming in here.
When he gets hot.
He gets hot but when he's cold, boy, it's hard.
You remember the guy Isaiah Ryder?
Oh, J.R. Ryder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. I can forget, man. J.R. Ryder he just seemed like one of them dudes you'd rather have on your team than against you.
Yes, but when he's not, he's laying bricks.
Oh, bro. Oh, let me tell you who the ultimate Miami Heat dude that when he's not hot, he's laying bricks. Ricky Davis.
Oh my God.
Bro, When Ricky Davis was cold, he was unwatchable. He was a trash bag within another trash bag.
Yes.
Within a Winn-Dixie.
Nah, Albertson's bag.
You know what? I swear, and I've watched a lot of Miami Heat basketball. I swear I've never seen Eddie Jones have a good game.
Who?
Eddie Jones.
No, I love Eddie Jones.
Bro, I swear every time I watch the Heat play, I'm like, yo, Eddie Jones keeps going 6 for 15, and everyone loves him. I don't understand.
Nah, but I'm gonna say this. You know why? Because I watched this channel. It's called Stunted. This dude, he do this thing called Stunted Growth Basketball Channel on YouTube.
Okay.
He did one on Eddie Jones, and the reason why Eddie Jones didn't feel like to become the player he's supposed to go to, because he went to the wrong teams. If he stayed, like when he was playing for the Lakers,
he was great.
He was great, but they drafted Kobe. Played the same position.
Yep.
Do the same things, but a little better.
Mm-hmm.
So they traded him to the Hornets. He played for the Hornets. He was doing good. He became a free agent. He said, I don't want to play here anymore. I want to go home and play for the Heat. Went to the Heat. They drafted
one Dwayne Wade.
So it was a wrap. He couldn't do the stuff he used to do. He can play defense. He can shoot an open three. He just wasn't the man he was for the Lakers.
He basically became a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, he was a 3-and-D guy to the max.
But he was like a really expensive 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, but if you needed him, he can give you 30 points a game. If you really needed him to.
Yeah, the problem I always had Eddie Jones is like, if you can score 25 points a game, why can't you do it all the games?
But I'm gonna say this.
But that's not who he is, though.
That's not who he is.
That's not who he is.
Also, you gotta look at the roles you play. You gotta play your role on each team. Because,
he's a perfect second fiddle. He's kind of like Lamar Odom.
Yeah.
The perfect second fiddle. But when you put him in the spotlight, he ain't that guy.
But I'm gonna say this: imagine if the Heat kept Lamar Odom, Caron Butler, with Wade, and we still got what's his name, Shaq. How many championship you think we'd have won with that team?
It's hard to tell.
That team with that defense. Because my God,
you basically taking the LA Lakers and you're adding Dwayne Wade to it.
Yes, and he was super fast. Remember back in the day, Dwayne Wade was fast and double.
Let me tell you something, bro. And I will die on this hill. Dwayne Wade, in my eyes, legitimately should have an MVP.
Yes,
that season where he was averaging
in 2008.
Yes, the season where he was averaging like 30.6 a game. That was his MVP season.
But they gave it to the rookie, Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Yes.
They gave it to Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
But if you look at the season, and I know Wade is, first team All NBA multiple times, but and I love, and of course for me when I'm talking about shooting guards, MJ is number 1, of course.
Yeah.
Kobe is number 2. No. That is where it becomes so hard. As a Heat fan,
yeah,
I want to put Wade at number 2.
I'm gonna say this because like my brother, he loves basketball.
Yeah,
he doesn't have Kobe as the number 2 best shooting guard. So he says Kobe always had the best team. People just like Michael Jordan had the best team. He had one of the best teams. He always had good players on his team. It's not like he did it by himself.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? When D Wade won that fresh championship, we had a whole bunch of 35 and over players on the team.
That's a fact. And they all they all said when it came down to crunch time, who getting that ball?
No, they give him to Wade.
There it goes.
And I'm gonna say this: if he didn't have the injuries, to me personally, he'd be better than LeBron. If he didn't have all the injuries,
I'll say this: if Wade didn't have the bad knee,
yes,
he could have. I think his career, like in terms of stats, his career and Kobe's career could have been basically the same thing when you look at the numbers.
Yes, that's just my personal opinion.
And I'm a Heat fan, so obviously
and Dwayne Wade played, to me, he played better defense. Well, they played defense on the same.
Bro, think about it. Name me a guard that blocks more shots than Dwayne Wade. You can't.
Nah.
I'm talking about in NBA history. Name me a guard that blocks more shots than Dwayne Wade. You can't.
Not run down blocks, either just blocking your shit straight up.
Exactly. Not a LeBron block.
Yeah.
You can't
He's
name
coming
anyone.
from the weak side, you going up for a dunk, he's blocking you.
And you know he was out here blocking bigs too. He wasn't out here blocking point guards. Out here blocking bigs.
Yes.
Like, man, people need to wake up when it comes to Wade because
you got to give him his props, man.
It's hard, man. I understand the whole Kobe thing. You know, I love Kobe, but for me, man,
I'm not going front like I didn't respect his game, but I didn't like his game because this is my whole thing with Kobe.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, when he got drafted, I was in 7th grade or 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
When he got drafted, I'm like, Kobe played like Ray. The guy who played for the Heat who made the shot. Ray Allen. He played like Ray Allen.
Okay.
At first, and all of a sudden, he started playing just like Jordan. That's when I stopped liking him. I didn't like that because everything he does, he played just. I understand Michael Jordan is considered the best player ever played, but at the same time, you got to have your own mark on the game. You can't do everything somebody else did. That's my whole problem with the Kobe people. I respect this game, but you can't play like somebody else. Like
I hear what you're saying, but if you are gonna play like someone else, and you are gonna try to come close to playing like someone else, because I'll say it like this, because there are a lot of guys that would love and have tried to emulate Michael Jordan's game, and at some point a coach has said to them, "Listen,
that is not you.
Knock that bullshit off. You're not that guy."
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant may be the only shooting guard that was out here imitating Michael Jordan,
to the T.
And no one told him that he couldn't.
Yes, yeah, I could say that's the only coil I have, because everybody else brought their own. Like Dwayne Wade was the speed aspect, and he didn't care. He's relentless. He's gonna always take to the hole.
Yeah,
he didn't care who was there. He don't care who was Shaq. He gonna try to dunk on Shaq.
Yeah,
yes,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
That's what I liked about him.
Dwayne Wade did not care.
He used to dunk everybody.
He was all over the place, bro.
That's when he still couldn't shoot, so that everything he did was taken to the hole. If he would say this, that's what people don't put enough respect on his name and Derrick Rose's name. How they got their points, it wasn't no shooting like the.
Those are dirty work points.
They earned their points. It's not like Stephen Curry. He's shooting threes. He's stepping back for half.
Well, hold on a second, bro. When you throw up that many threes, and I'm talking about they're trying to stop you. They're trying to stop him. They just can't stop him.
But you can't hand check anymore. That's why they can't stop him.
That's the game.
Well, I'm gonna say if Stephen Curry got drafted in 2003, you think he'd be the player he is?
I think if Stephen Curry got drafted in 2003, he would be closer to Ray Allen than Stephen Curry.
No, I don't. No, he doesn't. He didn't have the athletic ability that Ray Allen had. He couldn't. I'm talking about Ray Allen was a high flyer. Yeah,
I mean, clearly, the hand check era would not have done Steph Curry well.
Yes.
Like Scottie Pippen locked up on Steph Curry. He's not gonna do a whole lot with that.
He's not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, he's not gonna do a whole lot with that, especially if you can still hand check.
Because when they played defense on him, he couldn't do the things he normally does. But
you gotta think about it. You know, when they got rid of the hand check, that essentially killed the mid-range game, right?
Yeah.
Like dudes didn't care about the mid-range anymore.
Yeah.
It was just about the motion offense and running dudes off screens, back picks.
I hate that too, man. I like to see man up defense.
The high screen game that they play now.
Yeah.
Like none of that would be happening if they're still doing the hand check.
Yeah.
But I think to a certain extent I understand why, because when you're having playoff games where like the final score is 65-72.
Man, I love that, man. I don't know, that's just me. I like 10-3 football.
I remember. Trust me, my favorite NBA basketball team of all time is the 96-97 Miami Heat Road Warriors.
Oh my God!
When they went on the road,
you feel the heat down in your soul, have it?
Oh, bro, did you feel the heat down in your soul? I feel, bro. Come on now. People don't even know about that song, and even less people know about the music video.
Oh my God!
Even less know about the music video.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
you guys,
we were reminiscing about the good old days, man.
Woo. Man.
well, you guys, I'm gonna let you guys have final words. I'll be back later tonight. Go ahead,
All right.
Quinte, your first final words, buddy. Go ahead.
I enjoyed this time with you having.
Yes, sir.
Talking about this good old time Heat basketball, and I appreciate you, Mace, for letting us do it, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Go ahead. Both of you have been outstanding today. Go ahead, Havoc.
As always, I appreciate the opportunity to come on, Mace. You know, the platform is no passes given anyone out there listening. You know, a little bit of kind of what we're doing on here today is kind of what I do on my platform as well. So if you want more conversations like that, feel free to subscribe, check it out.
I will definitely come by, and I'll
appreciate
definitely
it,
subscribe. You guys subscribe to Havoc. I just want to say one thing. Havoc is bought, and Quinte, and of course AJ. They all added tremendous stuff. Jefferson also. I just want to say I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And if I'm on later, I'm on. If not, tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, the tour era begins. I love you guys.
All right.
Peace.
Love you.
Salute.
Thank you, Havoc.
Thank you. See you later, Quint.
All right, man.
Jefferson, I love you, bro.